Of this segment, so let's get to it. What happens when they open up against the Dallas Cowboys, Chris?
Yeah, we go down.
That's an 0-1 start, and then you're out here against the Rams the following Monday night.
That's a loss.
That's an 0-2 start with a home game against the Titans.
That's a win.
What happens with the Cardinals next week?
Yeah, we beat them up.
All right, so now 2-2 at the Commanders.
That's a win, Rich.
We're back 3-2 home for the Saints.
Yeah, we ain't doing that again. We'll win that one.
That's a 4-game win streak into Houston.
Going to be a close game, but we're going to get the dub there.
5 straight wins now into Philadelphia after a bye, I might add.
That's a loss.
5-3 home against the Commanders on a Thursday night.
Sweep.
That's a sweep. You got 6-3 now home for the Jaguars.
That's a win.
7-3 at the Colts. Daniel Jones.
Yeah, we're going to beat him up, man.
8-3 home for the Niners.
Close game. I think we win that one.
9-3 at the Seahawks.
That's a loss.
9-4 home for the Browns.
Win.
10-4 at the Lions on a Monday night.
That's a loss.
10-5 at the Cowboys.
Yeah, sorry, DJ. I got you there.
Oh my gosh. 11-5 home for the Eagles.
Yeah, our ninth home game, we're going to roll them. We got that one.
12-5.
Wow.
I mean,
Chris in Cooperstown. My goodness. Okay.
I mean,
I guess to use the phrase of your town, that's a grand slam home run, touching them all. Thanks
Right on.
Thanks for the call, Chris.
that's
Giants go 12-5.
I would.
I mean, John Harbaugh's coach of the year, don't you think?
I do think, yes.
Certainly, they start 0-2, finish 12-5. That's like the Bears last year.
Right.
Pretty much winning the division, maybe.
Right. 12-5 win the East.
I don't. They would be 4-2 in division. He's got them sweeping the Commanders and splitting with the Eagles and Cowboys.
They might have a tiebreaker.
That might be tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Giants go 12-5. It would be
Pretty surprised.
I'd
a
eat my hat.
massive turnaround. Listen, you were asking me yesterday who's got the chance to have a Patriots type turnaround.
Right.
Nobody sees him coming.
Right.
You know, second-year quarterback as a starter,
Sure.
taking off.
New
coach.
New coach.
Who's done it before and been a coach of the year. I think John's
Right.
been coach of the year before.
Right.
I choose the Giants for that. I don't know if it's going to happen, but 12-5 would be it. That wraps up this show. Adam Ray's on.
All right.
As himself, by the way.
Oh, okay, good.
Back to wrap it on Disney Plus in a
Dr.
sec.
Phil.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
What's going on here?
The greatest party of all time! It's the best thing that's ever happened to me in my whole life!
Save the date for the biggest party of the football season. Join Pirate Radio on Thursday, September 10th for the annual Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party, powered by Bud Light. It's a night of great music, great friends, and pirate pride as the party returns to the Hilton Greenville and Greenville Boulevard. This year's special guest is ECU legend and Super Bowl champion Linville Joseph. Come welcome Linville back to Greenville, then dance the night away with live music from Trainwreck. Stay tuned to Pirate Radio for your chance to score free tickets to the party of the year, the Pirate Radio Kickoff Party. Brought to you by Greenville Utilities, Jones, Covey & Company, PA, Capital Subaru of Greenville, KDL Construction, New Blue, Patio and Hearth Shop, Orthopedics East, IBC Roofing, and Carolina Eagle Distributors. Party like a pirate with Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
The NU in New Blue stands for Next Up, and with their Next Up mentality, they are staying hungry to go the extra mile just for you, humbly learning through continuous training and a commitment to remain focused on working smart to deliver a new level of service excellence. Next Up means doing the small things right because your home deserves it. Whether it's plumbing, electrical, or HVAC issues, New Blue is next up and ready to help. Visit callnublue.com or call 252-228-5855. New Blue Service Group, redefining service excellence. Go Pirates!
Hey Pirate fans, it's Rhonda from Russell's. Back to school and back to football season are here, and Russell's has you covered with a store full of new arrivals from all your favorite brands, plus some exciting new brands for him and her. Whether you're dressing for school, work, a wedding, or a pirate tailgate, Russell's will have you looking your very best for every occasion. Stop by and experience the personal service that makes shopping at Russell's special. Russell's on Main Street in downtown Washington. Go Pirates!
Pepper, oh no, they didn't. Papa John's just took their signature pepperoni and hand-stuffed it inside that garlic-kissed crust. Oh, now that's an epic pepperoni stuffed crust pizza like no mouth has ever seen.
The Epic Pepperoni Stuffed Crust Pizza is back for only $14.99. The Epic Pepperoni Stuffed Crust Pizza made from original fresh dough, hand-stuffed with cheese and signature pepperoni, and baked into a garlicky seasoned crust. Order at papajohns.com. Go Pirates!
Phelps Chevrolet is the dealer to see for a car or a truck or an SUV. Best service and quality. That's the Phelps guarantee. Phelps Chevrolet, the name you can trust. Phelps Chevrolet, you can count on us. The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
Are you tired of dealing with IT headaches? Does this sound familiar? Slow computers, constant crashes, long wait times for IT support, and worries about cybersecurity. If you're nodding your head, it's time to call cybersharks.net. We handle IT so you can focus on growing your business. Fast, reliable, and always there when you need us. Call 321-7800 today and get IT support that actually works. Cybersharks.net. We keep your business swimming.
At Children's Health Services, we understand the importance of your child's well-being. This is Dr. Chris Osmick, and our mission is to provide comprehensive, patient-centered health care through every stage of child development, starting the day they are born in the hospital. We are not just here to treat illnesses. We are here to partner with you on your child's health journey. Schedule your appointment today to build a brighter, healthier world for your children.
Hey everybody, this is Parker Bird. Visit our friends at Children's Health Services on Arlington Boulevard on 10th Street and at children'shealthservices.org. Go Pirates.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.
Can you be quiet, please? Thank you.
Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
Big hell yeah right there, isn't it? How about that?
How about them Pirates, baby? Hakeem Richmond hits the shot. What a shot! Unbelievable! What a shot, Jeffrey!
Oh my God.
Oh my God! My God!
You know, we don't have any turds. You don't win with turds.
I know no other way to put it. He kind of looks like a turd in a punch bowl.
Tarp's off. There's local politics, bud.
Grant with a shot at the buzzer. No good! And you can paint this one purple! They storm McClure at Williams Arena, Minji's Coliseum.
Who is it cool for?
First down and 10. Johnson gets a shoulder square. Watch out! He's got getting away from the top speed. Touchdown!
Here is that.
Live from the First Flight Credit Union Studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Welcome in to a Tuesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here in the First Flight Credit Union studio, coming to you on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM
In Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We are on 1250, 930. You can find us online, pr927fm.com. The Pirate Radio app powered by Carolina Caliber. You can find us as well on YouTube for the next 3 hours. And we got a great show with some great guests coming your way. Hour one, the Mully man, Mike Mullis, is here to talk football, baseball. Got a quick golf topic to hit and more. We will do that. Hour number one. Bill Johnson, sports agent, will join Ellerby to tell some stories and talk about one of his biggest clients, literally, Lynn Paul Joseph, who will be at the Pirate Radio football kickoff party. Bill will be there as well. Tickets can be picked up for free at Tiebreakers or UBE starting on Thursday, 21 and older. But tickets will be available starting this Thursday, and we've got the party coming up September 10th, 7 o'clock at the Hilton. Looking forward to that. Ellerby and Bill Johnson. We'll talk about that and a lot more coming up in hour two. Hour three, recorded this interview yesterday. Excited to share it with you. Cory Reamer, he was on Nick Saban's first championship team at Alabama. And you know, I could have spent the entire interview talking about his team and his teammates and playing for Nick Saban. Got into some of that, but for you guys out there, we also talked about this current Alabama team. I asked him concerns, strengths, asked him about the quarterback, asked him about, you know, this roster compared to past years where they have had household name after household name going into a season. That is not necessarily the case this year for Alabama. So we'll talk about that with Cory Reamer coming up in hour three. And also Slim 80, Bryce Williams, will join us on the Turner Home Team live line. Do you think Bryce Williams is aware that there are college football games this weekend? I don't know. Do you think he knows Virginia and State play or Carolina and TCU?
Nope.
I'm leaning towards no. We got J-Bone, Jared Watkins here. He's going to be a busy man today because we got some new sound bites. We got some interviews to run on our new Blue Pirate Report. And we've got an intro endorsed by the man himself.
Jeremiah Melvin.
The Jeremiah Melvin Facts intro will drop today for the first time. Intern Avery met and interviewed Jeremiah Melvin on Saturday at Media Day. We will hear that interview. Avery will hear the intro for the first time. And Avery, do you have a fact for us today?
Yeah, I got a fact.
All right. We will have that for you coming up on Pirate Radio Live. The Mully man, Mike Mullis, is here kicking us off. What's up, Mully?
Hey, buddy.
How we doing? How was my intro?
That was outstanding.
It was a little lengthy, but I feel like I got everything out there.
All right. We got 3 hours. You got 3 hours.
That's
I
true.
don't have 3 hours.
You don't have 3 hours. You ain't got that kind of time. Let's check in with the chat gang real quick. Jerry says, hello. Jerry says, R.I.P. Dolly Parton. Jamie says, hey now.
Hey now.
Favorite Dolly song, Islands in the Sun.
Islands in the Stream.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think that's what
Kenny
it's called.
Rogers.
Yeah. Lane says, it's week 0 and it's going to be awesome.
Awesome.
Good to hear from you, Lane. Jerry says, Jared appreciates old school country music. What are your thoughts on the loss of Dolly?
I mean, if she goes, that makes you think anybody can be next.
Did you think there was a chance?
Rephrase that, Jared. That,
no,
a lot of
he's being Norm McDonald. Maybe I should give my thoughts, not Jared. Mully, is there anybody living, and will there ever be anybody living again that has a 100% approval rating like Dolly Parton? Like I don't know anybody that's.
I can think of 2
that has a bad word to say. Who are the people you got?
Willie Nelson.
Okay.
And Snoop Dogg.
Okay.
And one made me think of the other for obvious reasons.
Yeah, they kind of go together.
But I mean, they cross over genres.
That's true.
Unlike anybody else.
Now, Snoop was in a gang, and from what I gather about gangs, gang people don't like.
Yeah, no, I think I don't know if he was a Blood or a Crip, whichever one it was, but he was certainly not thought of much by the other side. But I think in the court of public opinion, Snoop Dogg crosses generational.
Oh, sure, yeah.
You know, and Willie Nelson, what would there be to be said negative about Willie?
Yeah, I mean, unless you're anti-marijuana. I guess that would be the only.
That would be the only shot you got.
And you're right about Snoop Dogg. There are, with the Martha Stewart stuff, there are older white women who don't know anything about hip hop that know
who Snoop is.
Snoop is. Robert is in the chat gang. Thought it was cool that Griffith said at Media Day he was a big Shane Carden fan. Even said he would be a little starstruck to meet him. Mitch's grandparents attended East Carolina. I asked Shane to do me a favor, a weird favor, regarding a fantasy draft coming up. And, my approval rating is pretty high on Shane, but if he does this for me, if he records a little video roasting my fantasy teammates.
Oh, yeah.
It'll shoot up.
Great
even
respect.
Higher. A ton of respect.
Did he do that? What's that? Cameo?
Well,
it cost
I told him I'd send him a few.
$25
to sweeten the deal. Yeah, kind of a private cameo deal there. All right, where to begin? All right, I said on Friday I'm tired of the judges and courts being involved. It's week 0. I'm fired up for the games. I do want to mention this real quick. And I'm not throwing a parade. I am not giving the Big Ten the Medal of Honor. But I will say thank you, I reckon. The Big Ten is set to pass a rule Tuesday that stops players returning from the NFL from playing for one of its schools. So they will not allow one of those guys to play the Big Ten. Good start. This should be everybody doing this.
Until they lose in the national championship to LSU.
Yeah, and speaking of LSU, Lane Kiffin has never been the good guy, but boy, he's in the crosshairs right now as being looked at as college football Satan.
Yeah, I don't know that I find it to be completely fair. Obviously, the way he jumped ship and the way that all went down left a bad taste. Not like we hadn't seen that with Lane Kiffin before, but if you're gonna burn him at the stake for taking advantage of a rule that he didn't create,
yeah, but.
And he's not the only one. He's just been the most vocal one. He is an easy target right now. He is out in the front. He's not. There's no shyness about any of his decisions, and so but I don't know that. Again, I don't know why he becomes the poster child for this. I mean, like Indiana, I've already said, hey, we got guys. It's there have been other programs that have done the same thing. Now, what's going to be interesting is when they make these these TROs. Let's see, what is it? It
used to be Total Request Live with Carson Daly.
Now it's not temporary restraining order guys. Now that all the abbreviations that have been created by this whole, DSAs and TROs and whatever. But when these TROs are deemed to be ineligible, then they turn around and sue individually. This thing just goes on forever.
I heard Jeremiah Melvin talking about TROs on Saturday. I think he got one on Avery to leave him alone. Temporary restraining order.
But so, the J.D. Lampley thing, he can get a temporary restraining order against the NCAA, be eligible for week 1, and then that just gets revoked.
This is what
at some point, and he can't play anymore.
Well, we don't know. Even if it gets revoked, do they get a restraining order against the revocation that allow? Again, this thing just is the ultimate legal rabbit hole.
I don't want anybody back. I don't want anybody on this
neither.
team that hasn't been here since January.
Me neither. Your roster is set.
I just want to talk about
and that's what
what's
we're
on
going
the
to do,
field.
Jared. And that's what we're going to do. I just want to say thank you, Big Ten. If everybody would do this, it would solve a issue.
Well, a lot of conferences have done this. The only one that hasn't is the SEC. They just put out a tweet saying they condemn it, but they're going to allow it.
Sankey. By the way, LSU, Mully, they got Lane Kiffin. They got the biggest scumbag in basketball, Will Wade.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know much about her, but Kim Mulkey is a real lightning rod.
She is a lightning rod.
So that is a hell of a.
I don't think she's on the same. I think those two guys. Maybe she's more.
I don't know if she does any scumbag
Will
stuff.
Wade is like questionable at best from a
unabashed, just
right.
Yeah,
they're hated for the wrong reason. Like Kim Mulkey's hated because she wins and
yeah.
she's got a personality that a lot of people don't like.
And she's got the look, like that stare. When she, that's kind of
Cruella de Vil.
Yeah, she. But I don't know. Can you imagine like the coaches retreat or whatever? Like when they get together. Hey, we're gonna play cards, and they just kill each other. I mean,
Oh my God, Will Wade is cheating, and Lane is
literally cheating.
Yeah.
Well, he's got a card counter sitting beside him that he hired to come. I mean,
saying Lane and Mulkey left together somewhere?
I didn't say that.
Are you saying that?
I didn't say that.
All right, you didn't say that. Week 0, Mully. This is the best Week 0 slate we've ever had, and that includes Bill Belichick year 2. It's funny, man. I thought about this, and Mac even chuckled when I brought it up with him. The coaching advantage Sonny Dykes has over Bill Belichick in 2026 college football, it is crazy to say that, but it's accurate, right?
Correct.
You would take Sonny Dykes right now.
I would think so.
Over Bill Belichick. Insane to say, but it's absolutely true. But you got that huge ACC game with NC State, Virginia. Some games in between of interest, and then the nightcap. I think Memphis, UNLV could be really good at night. So, this is the appetizer. Don't spoil your dinner and all that, but it's a pretty darn good slate of football games.
You know what becomes difficult is you have something like that to jump it off. Then you have a little bit of a decline as far as you got the LSU Clemson game the following week, but it kind of thins out. Always does that, right? Like you get a couple marquee games early, then you get the highly ranked versus the not.
To your point, best Week 0 ever. It could be it might be the weakest Week 1 we've seen in a long time.
When you're looking at LSU Clemson as your buoy there, that's kind of.
I think there's 2 headliners Week 2, Big Ten versus
Michigan,
SEC.
Oklahoma, and Texas, Ohio State.
Yeah, but Week 1 is kind of weak, but I'm okay with that because we're dying for any football we can get early. So, if you want to push some better games towards the end of the year, I'll take it.
Right. Well, with the conference expansion, there's not as many of those free games to go around, so they have to take what they can get. So, but it always seems to be that way. You get excited, you come out of the gate pretty hot, and then there's a very noticeable decline, there for a couple weeks, and then it picks back up when you get in conference with the rivalry weekends, and all that happens towards the back end. So.
Mully has been consistent over the last month or so, taking the Pirates plus the points. I will check in on that latest number, but you still banging that drum, Mully?
Yeah, I mean, if it's still in that 26 to 29 range, I think the Pirates are going to play tough. I really do. And again, I mean, Alabama's got as many questions as East Carolina does. Now, listen.
Their options for answers are a little different.
Personnel-wise, it's a different animal. But, some of that can be overcome in these environments. Again, if you're going to get them, you'd rather get them Week 1 than Week 5.
They're going to go with Keelan Russell. Brian Bailey came out yesterday. And, again, Bailey says it's his opinion, and I believe him, but he said he's kind of reading the tea leaves, and he thinks Mitch Griffiths will be the starter. And for him to say something like that, I think carries a little weight. We'll see.
How about the young man from, Burlington, one of the schools in Burlington, the freshman that went to Tennessee, quarterback that was just named the starter for Tennessee? He's the guy that got the ball rolling for the legalization of NIL for high school athletes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Greensburg Grimsley, I think, is where he was at. But he's been named the starter there for High Point, Tennessee.
Which, Mully, it is crazy to see in 2026, Tennessee going true freshman, Bama going redshirt freshman. You just assume they'll either have a 3-4 year guy in the program or a transfer, like a 24-year-old gunslinger.
Yep.
And kind of interesting to see him go the young route.
Yeah, no, it is. And you almost have to wonder, is this a nod to saying, hey, we got to protect this guy. When I say protect him, we got to get him out there, get him playing time, let him earn his money so we can maybe have a chance to keep him around for a couple years. I mean, I don't know, but interesting. I think the other one, and we've talked about it kind of ad nauseum, is going to be the Manning show there in Texas and kind of see what that looks like. I'm very, very curious to see if he can come out and have a better year than he's had to this point in his career.
We see highlights of Peyton's boy.
Yes.
Marshall.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
And then you got Phillip Rivers' son play. It's pretty cool, Mully. We kind of talked about the end of an era for a lot of these NFL quarterbacks, and it's almost like the reinforcements are on the way, maybe.
Find a way to keep them relevant, at least the names. Yeah, there was something the other day. Luke Bryan, the country music artist, his son played quarterback against Phillip Rivers' team that he coaches, and apparently had a big day. But I saw Luke Bryan in the stands going crazy, and his son's kind of running all over the place, throwing the football around. So
Is that the guy we watched the videos about, Jared? Okay, all right. That's all I know about Luke Bryan. But I did see that as well, Mully. But pretty good. High school football. Hey, week one's finally over.
Well,
it ended last night.
Over for some and never started for others.
True. Conley
and Lady never got their game in. So
and aren't going to, right?
I would think not. I would think not. That would be, I guess, still termed an endowment game. I would guess. So I think that's one they just don't get to play.
Robert says USF has named the LSU transfer Michael Van Buren their starter. One of the Van Buren boys?
Yeah. That's the president's son, Martin Van Buren's son.
Wow. Did not know that. Is Van Buren, is that a Seinfeld reference?
Yeah, the Van Buren boys. They held up the number 8 because Martin Van Buren was the 8th president.
That's stupid. That's good stuff. All right. I kind of want to do the Jeremiah Melvin fact right now. Like, I don't know if I can wait. We'll wait on the interview. But, Avery, you went to Media Day Saturday.
Yep.
You and I both laid our eyes on Jeremiah Melvin and walked over and take it away. What happened? How did it change your life?
Oh, I was definitely starstruck, to say the least.
Yeah.
And I interviewed him.
That is saying the least.
I mean, when you say the least, it is literal. I mean, that's a literal term.
To make a short story even shorter.
One thing you'll never have to say to Avery, say less.
I mean, what do you want me to say?
I asked how you changed your life. Tell me about the day. Did y'all shake hands? Did you fist bump? Give me some details, man.
Yeah, we shook hands.
Son of a bitch. All right, Jarrett. We need another Jeremiah Melvin fact. For the first time ever, this is the world premiere of the Jeremiah Melvin fact intro, endorsed by a certain someone. Here we go.
Jeremiah Melvin.
Jeremiah Melvin.
Jeremiah Melvin.
Jeremiah Melvin.
Jeremiah Melvin.
This is Jeremiah Melvin, and it is time for Jeremiah Melvin Facts.
All right. Man, that took 4 hours to put together earlier today. I'm tired. Jeremiah Melvin has introduced the Jeremiah Melvin Facts. Avery, what do you have for us today?
So he was talking about food, and I figured out that his favorite burger spot in Greenville is Jack.
Wait, whoa.
Not a sponsor.
No.
Do you have a backup fact?
Yeah.
Or we can leave it at he likes burgers.
No, I got backup.
All right.
His favorite home cooked meal is salmon.
Oh, interesting.
A man of the sea.
Mully, you a salmon
No.
guy? Nah, I'm not really either.
No.
Are you a seafood guy at all?
Yeah. Just not a salmon guy.
Yeah, I like the shrimps.
You know, I love it. This is one of my. It's a little too fishy. Salmon's a little too fishy. Yeah.
Okay.
The smell of it,
That is weird when people who eat fish and they are describing it, they're like,
fishy.
this doesn't have much of a fishy taste.
Well, it's
why are you eating fish?
Well, it's like when somebody, harvests a wild animal and they go, it's a little gamey. Well, I mean, it's wild game. It's been running around out there. I mean,
Jeremiah Melvin has a favorite spot in town. Likes his burgers, but also likes some home-cooked salmon. And as we'll find out in the interview with Avery, he's kind of a foodie, right?
Yeah, he is.
Big-time foodie. We will hear from Jeremiah Melvin, Brandon Best, some other interviews on our New Blue Pirate Report. Also, Jeremiah Melvin mossed the dude.
Jeremiah Melvin.
He did get called for an offensive face mask, but he bullied a guy in the second scrimmage on Saturday. We're excited about him. We got a baseball question for Mully. Got some golf commercial I want to ask you about that's making news. And we'll have more Pirate Radio Live on a Tuesday. We'll be back with you after this timeout.
Hey, Pirate Nation. I'm Hudson.
I'm Coleman.
I'm Tolly.
And we are the Spain family.
For 3 generations, we've been building homes across eastern North Carolina.
Today, Spain Family Builders specializes in custom homes, move-in-ready homes, neighborhoods, and apartment communities.
Because we're not just building homes.
We're building the communities we call home.
Spain Family Builders.
Building homes
for generations.
Visit SpainsBuildNC.com.
Go Pirates!
Hey, Pirate fans, I'd know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. A win isn't a win without the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. Proudly distributed locally by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989.
College is hectic, but where you live shouldn't be. At Pirates Cove, you get your own quiet space and private bathroom. With 2 pools, a fitness center, EV chargers, the only student property with a new soccer mini pitch field, a business room for focus, and a quick ride to campus. No dorms, no drama, just the lifestyle you're looking for. Pirates Cove isn't just where you stay, it's where you live.
The stifling heat of summer, the bitter cold of winter. What do they have in common? The extreme temperatures of both force your home's heating and cooling system to work overtime to keep you comfortable. And that can cost you a lot of money. Fortunately, your neighbors at Greenville Utilities have several ways you can save energy. And that means saving you money on your utility bills. Just go to GUC.com and look for ways to save. That's GUC.com.
Looking for your new favorite hangout spot? Come on down to the Doghouse Tavern, Aiden's veteran-owned crown jewel on 2nd Street. From open mic Mondays to music bingo Thursdays, there's always something happening. Enjoy daily drink specials, one of the best bar menus around, and live music that'll keep you coming back for more. Grab your friends, kick back, and support local at the Doghouse Tavern. Check us out on Facebook to see what's on tap this week. The Doghouse Tavern, where good times and great vibes live.
What's better than exploring downtown Washington? Tasting it. Join a food tour with Forks of Little Washington and discover the local flavor. Stroll the historic waterfront and enjoy delicious bites from some of the town's favorite restaurants and specialty shops. Food tours combine great food, local history, and unforgettable stories into one delicious experience. Whether you're a foodie, a visitor, or a local looking for a new adventure, there's no better way to experience Washington. For pricing and reservations, visit forksoflittlewashington.com. Brought to you by visitwashingtonnc.com.
This is Dr. Anthony Skellick from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. Our practice has been caring for the athletes of ECU and the residents of Eastern North Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care. We also offer on-site physical therapy and MRI services, as well as walk-in urgent care on the weekends from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Call us at 757-BONE or visit us online at orthoeast.com and go Pirates.
Doug Henry of Greenville is looking for your trade-in and your business. Doug Henry of Greenville is right on the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Memorial, and always right on the price and looking to beat every offer out there. Just bring it in and you won't be disappointed. Doug Henry of Greenville has over 300 vehicles to choose from and brand new inventory arriving daily. And you can always check them out online at DougHenryGreenville.com. Doug Henry, right on the corner and right on the price.
Hi, I'm Donovan McNabb, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. The Pirate Radio app is available now. Powered by Carolina Caliber. Download the app today and have Pirate Radio at your fingertips. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. The very best bagels in Greenville are at Bagel Man. Open every day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner with breakfast sandwiches, deli favorites, fresh-made desserts, and more. Bagel Man, where Pirate Nation fuels up for game day or any other day. Visit Bagel Man on Fire Tower Road or order online at ncbagelman.com. And stay tuned for a new Bagel Man location coming soon. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Bagel Man, great breakfast, but I love a turkey and Swiss on a bagel. They have a good cheesesteak there, too, at Bagel Man.
On a bagel?
Mully, you seem like a bagel man kind of guy. You
Yeah,
a
I like bagel man.
Yeah, I mean, they got great options. No, in a roll. You can probably get it on a bagel.
Yeah.
You can, hey, it's your world, baby. All right, by the way, the Buccaneer Music Hall, your beacon of music in the land of the Pirates in eastern North Carolina this weekend. The party is at the Buck Friday night. Should have been Cowboys. We'll take the stage. Pirate fans, mark your calendar, September 10th. The Buccaneer Music Hall is the official after party for the Pirate Radio football kickoff party. Great music, cold drinks, Pirate Country. We'll see you at the Buck. A fun night of sports trivia last night. And I will tie this into a quick baseball discussion with Mully. Speaking of Jeremiah Melvin's favorite home dish,
Jeremiah Melvin.
it was Tim Salmon's birthday yesterday, Mully. How many All-Star appearances did Tim Salmon make?
Tim Salmon.
Salmon.
I don't know. Would it be Salmon or Salmon? What's your last name?
I can't remember. What day?
Tim Salmon. Seems like that's how it was pronounced. How many All-Star games? So it's either a low number or a high number. Or
There's a reason I'm asking this.
Correct. I'm going to guess like two or three.
Zero.
None.
That's kind of shocking, right?
Yeah.
I would have thought he had more. He is in the Angels Hall of Fame. He was a good player.
He was a really good player.
Yeah. And I kind of bring that up because I ran over Burley's stats yesterday and where he ranks. Number 1 in doubles, number 2 in RBIs, number 12 in average, top 40 in home runs. And like him and Gavin were like almost as close as you can get to an all-star without being on the all-star team. But like those things are important when it comes to, first of all, being remembered, but also contract negotiations and stuff like that. But just those numbers I just reeled off, just awesome for Alex.
Yeah, not to forget to mention, it's also important to help your team win, which they've done at a little higher clip than maybe you would have thought. But yeah, kind of surprised. And I mean, you look at Gavin, he's actually, depending on what you look at odds wise, he's on the board with the possibility of the Cy Young. Now he's long odds, but what a great year he's had.
He had a rough last month leading into the All-Star game where he could not get the elusive 10th win.
No.
Some was on his own doing. Some of it was on his teammates not hitting the ball. But then came out of the All-Star break and has pitched well. And, man, Burley has just been solid pretty much all season. So
the flip side for Gavin, too, he had some tough luck early where he was pitching extremely well and they weren't getting the win. So just the nature of the beast. That's what that's where the win-loss number for a pitcher is probably a little too heavily weighted in a lot of people's eyes. But, it's out there, and it's part of the story.
While we're talking Pirates in the pros, Jarrett, question for you. Who beats the Wiz?
Nobody.
Nobody beats the Wiz. That includes Chase Burns and the Reds. Carson Wisenhunt last night, I guess, was he an opener or did he leave with some
left
issues?
the game with elbow issues. I actually text with him a little bit today, just tell him thinking about him and that we'll be keeping an eye out. And I think he MRI scheduled today.
Who knows what would have happened, but was on his way to one of his best starts. He went 2 2/3, allowing 2 hits, no runs, 3 strikeouts. So was pitching well before leaving. But hope he's all right. But good.
Well,
to
you
see
got
him.
to, he was bumped today too. It looked like at one point he was going to face Gavin a little bit earlier, and he got bumped today. So must be having some lingering issues there. We didn't get that far into it. Just literally a checking on your bud kind of text. So, best wishes to Carson, and hopefully nothing but good news there. Maybe just a little impingement, little tendonitis or something, just a little banged up, and hopefully he'll be good to go. But we'll know when the MRI comes back.
NLCS preview tonight, Dodgers Braves. Not if the Brewers have anything to say about it, but Dodgers and Braves coming up tonight on the Superstation, TBS.
How about that?
The ghost of Skip Carey on the call tonight as Dodgers Braves go at it. Mully, a question in the chat from Jamie. Who does Mully think is the best team in the American League East? I will take a look at the standings. I know who's in first. That would be the Tampa Bay Rays, who have 78 wins. They are 78-53, followed by the Bronx Bombers, 74-56. The Red Sox went on a crazy run, kind of struggled a little bit.
Come back to earth.
Now they've won 4 in a row and are 13. To see them 13 games over 500 is crazy, as where they were earlier. Blue Jays and Orioles are sub 500. I think the Blue Jays were playing better, but they still got a little ways to go.
You know, Tampa kind of reminds me stylistically a little bit of the Blue Jays of last year, where they put balls in play, they take advantage. That team is built around speed, built for their home ballpark. I don't know that they're the best team, but I think they're intriguing, and I think they're an indicator of where the game is going again, back to where, again, you know, all 3 outs, all 3 strikes count, and so take advantage of those. You know, and it's kind of funny. It almost feels like you have to do that when you're in a payroll environment that they're in, that they're just not going to get the big names. So yeah, I don't know. That one's a little bit of a dogfight. You got to feel like at the end of the day, I mean, can you bet against the Yankees coming away from that thing? I don't know, but that's a good question. It's an interesting. I mean, you would have, if you asked that question kind of to your point a month ago, you're like, man, can anybody beat the Red Sox? But we've seen them at the highest of highs, and then immediately following the lowest of lows, and now they, have rebound a little bit, as you alluded to, with 4 wins.
You opened my eyes to this a few weeks ago, Mully. There really is nobody to get overly excited about from the American League representing the AL in the World Series this year.
No.
It's like, give me Dodgers, Braves, Dodgers, Brewers. And then from a story standpoint, I think you said the Red Sox would be the best contender.
Yeah, Red Sox are Yankees.
Or Yankees,
I mean, that's kind of where you're at. I mean, the Astros still, they still have a hate group, behind them that kind of at least gives a reason for partisan cheering. But I don't know, man. It's pretty vanilla.
I don't care how many games the Rays win. I can't pretend to care about Tampa Bay.
Well, listen,
Rays
I can tell you
baseball.
the last thing that the TV ratings want is the Tampa Bay Rays, there at the end. But
Mully, have you watched any Little League World Series?
I have.
Let me ask you, just from like a game perspective, I see there was some controversy. Did the kid do a throat slash? I think he was doing more of a Vince Carter, it's over, as he rounded third. This was last week or whatever. But I know you're not a huge is that part out of control, or is it still okay? Like, what have you seen?
I mean, just watching the games, I mean, Little League does a pretty good job of governing that. Obviously, they were on that situation very quickly, and I don't think there's been anything that's been crazy. And it, listen, again, we're in the world of 30-second highlights through social media, and the kids see things happen at higher levels of baseball, and they're going to imitate those things. So, I mean, Is it sportsmanlike? Is it something you want to see? I don't know. I probably different people would answer that different ways. But I haven't seen anything that's been, even in that situation, I didn't think that was terribly egregious.
All right, so the story is Kenley Rasmus. I did not put this together, honestly, until today. I haven't watched the Little League World Series, but just found out that Cory and Colby. Cory is her dad. Colby is her uncle. Who played Major League Baseball. That explains a little bit why she's dominant, but that was really cool to see, Mully. I saw her pitching performance, and then in that same game, she goes to shortstop and makes a game-saving catch, and that was pretty cool. I mean, she was dominant against those boys.
I'm going to say something that might not be very popular, but I don't think it's very fair every time that the commentators and all refer, like they talk about her strikeout numbers, and then they compare her only to other young ladies.
Monet Davis.
Yeah, right. Monet Davis primarily. And it's like, look, man, she, regardless of her gender, she is a very, very good player. And to me, it kind of detracts a little bit away from what she's doing. She is the show for her club. I mean, she is head and shoulders the best player on the team, and it's kind of to me, it's a little, I don't want to say takes away from, but it's like, look, let's just give credit for watching a really good baseball player, regardless of gender. But she's fun to watch and see.
Well, I bring her up because she's a girl, because we don't see that a lot, so it is part of the story.
Well, but
you know what it is like, Mully? Julian Edelman makes a catch. Man, that looks like Wes Welker.
Right.
It's got to be another white dude.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right. And it's like, you know what? I mean, she's just a really good player, and
Lucas Larry Bird
comes from a lineage of good baseball players.
That's a hell of a story.
Right. So I mean, I don't know, man. It's just funny to me that the record that they talk about her from a strikeout standpoint is the record compared to Monet Davis. She may look up at the end of this thing and be in the, I don't know what the top number is for the history of the Little League World Series, but she may find herself in the conversation of being one of the all-time greats, regardless of her, of her gender.
Alabama, I believe, is where she plays. And where are we? Are we about at the end of it this weekend? It's got to be close.
I would think our championship will be this weekend. Yeah. Did you see the? I don't remember which team, left-hander, big kid, hit the 300 or 400-ish foot home run, and all the Braves players were in the stands. Which, by the way, that's one of my favorite games of the year. Is that the Little League game with the where the big leaguers played it. But yeah, I mean, look, man, it's always fun to watch that. It's for it to be such young players, it's really, quite frankly, it's fairly high-level baseball. And a lot of it is because the field fits these kids. It's the right size, and some of them are a little bigger than the field. But you can get a home run most any time in the lineup, and you got kids on the mound that have a clue with what they're doing. And I enjoy watching the coaches' interactions as they try to manage all this. And now obviously there's naysayers out there talking about the Little League World Series lull after they get in. There's all this excitement, and then the schedule gets a little up and down. You got to play at 9 a.m. and you might be a West Coast team, but it's so funny. You take something like the Little League World Series and people still find a way to be a detractor, and it's I just don't get it. It is, for what we have left in athletics, it is one of the more pure forms of competition and of kids just going out and playing the game. And us as adults, it becomes must-see TV if it's a team from your region.
Allow me to be Debbie Downer on that note, Mully. If I say the name Danny Almonte, do you know what I'm referring to? Mm-hmm. I don't know if he ruined it for everybody, but that was my loss of innocence. Like, every time I see a big kid hit one, 100 feet over the fence, I'm like, why do they got a 15-year-old playing? And I hate that I think that.
Right.
But that's just the way I think. I wish I could.
Well, that's typically not the kids. Like, that's the adults making these decisions.
100%.
So. But I enjoy watching it. I've enjoyed. It's so much fun to me, and it's kind of weird. This year's Japanese team is a little more Americanized than what you would expect to see out of the typical super disciplined Japanese clubs. But you've got you've got a couple guys with different color hair, and you got stuff shaved in their heads,
okay.
And look, I love their manager. There was a great play made in the game the other night against the Czech, and shortstop makes a diving catch, and the manager from Japan is just as happy as the manager is from the Czech team. So I mean, it's again, it's a lot of fun to watch this event.
Does Korea have a team? I don't know if you're scouting the next KBO stars.
No, I haven't. I don't know that Korea's got a presence in this thing. I don't think they do.
Lane asking, before we get to this, congratulations to Colby. Lauren Williams married Colby Jones from South Central. To UNCW, friend of the family. Is excited for him to be able to play baseball.
You know what? I'm going to give him some flowers real quick. He's a great left-handed hitter, and I just have seen him play. Certainly don't know him and his family very well. But I will tell you, it's impressive in a day and time of travel baseball and all the things that a lot of people do. He is a kind of a grown product of his family.
He comes from an awesome family.
They go get in the yard and they get after it, and he's done a lot on his own. And then, Pat McCray does a great job at South Central, and so I mean, kudos to him. He's he played American Legion Baseball. I think his time in the travel circuit's been very limited, but he kind of did it. For us old guys, he did it the old-fashioned way, and something that not that there's nothing wrong with any path as long as it gets you to where you want to go, but it's certainly very unique to kind of see a kid like that, and he lands at a program with a head coach like Randy Hood at UNCW will be a great fit for him.
Lane asking, what does Mully think about the new ECU signing? Do you know who Lane is referring to?
If he's talking about the catcher from Goldsboro, is probably who he's talking about. They've signed a number of guys. Swings the bat well. Catcher outfielder. I'm drawing a blank on his name. Gracious. Landon anyway. He, again, it's one of those things where you feel like he's going to be a prospective star for you, and all of them you bring in, you expect them to be good players, but he.
Is it Lawson Tyndall?
Lawson Tyndall. There you go. Lawson Tyndall from ECA over one of the academies over just outside of Goldsboro. where a lot of people know that area is. It used to be called ECAP, and the place has been a ballpark for a lot of years. It changed hands, but anyway, they run an academy over there, and he's a product of that academy. That academy's had some success with East Carolina from a signee standpoint of late, and got a couple other local players that have made the decision to go over and play. So, again, whatever your path is, and you got to put the grind in either way. So,
Mully, real quick before we go, hey, welcome back football. Welcome back high school announcers. This was a call from week 1 in high school football, and it was hilarious hearing this in 2026. This is stuff like my dad said, so I would say it growing up, but we'll hear it and see if maybe we can modernize this, Mully, or if this is just going to be the go-to forever. Here we go.
Rupert from the pocket. Rupert is going to throw a pass intended for. That was PI. They called it. They called it. Stevie Wonder threw one flag and Ray Charles threw the other. And the final verdict is going to be pass interference.
Be careful, LD.
And that one.
Watch out, LD. LD must have been in trouble before.
Well, he just tased dry.
Is it the same announcers? They sound the same.
Skeeter, I don't want no trouble.
But be careful, LD. Watch what you say. But the Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder, Mully, that line has lived forever. And I guess I'm asking, do we have any famous blind people we can update this
I
with?
think those two, and then, the next tier down is Ronnie Millsap. We don't have a lot of modern blind celebrities.
I agree.
But I think you could go, we could make it like a pop culture reference. Like, what's the blind Avenger? What's the
Daredevil?
Daredevil.
You got Daredevil out there. Nah, it just doesn't fit.
Daredevil and Cyclops or something. I don't know. You could, but I don't.
But Mully, how many times has that been said? Like about an official?
Countless. Countless.
It's almost too cliche at this point. But the fact that they're still using it and he's using it and knows that it's going to land with the listeners.
They're probably older than Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles.
But we also live in a world where, with a lot of the streaming services that are available, and I'm assuming that was a radio broadcast.
Yeah,
it's probably demographically appropriate.
Oh yeah,
for, because if
Willie and Bob are listening to that damn knee slap.
Yeah, and they're probably sitting at the barbershop.
LD got him another one, another body.
I mean, hey, sitting there having a Pepsi in a bottle with some peanuts. Yeah.
Man.
And kind of could see that, right?
LD has been in trouble before, and his color analyst wanted to make sure.
Be careful there.
For saying Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder. LD, watch it now, buddy.
I may need that this year in the booth.
Sheriff's looking up here, LD. All right, last thing, Mully.
I can promise you this: nobody's listening to that radio broadcast on AirPods.
No. The Walkman is still alive, or the big box radio. What is good? I know Dank Burrito
is rolling the good.
And we'll have Dank Burrito gift card coming up today.
But I think you might want to search the pop definition of that question.
It's like marijuana reference.
Well, and I think there's several different.
Maybe sexual?
Yeah.
Well, Callaway and Good Golf are facing immense backlash following a highly controversial commercial. I watched this, Mully. They were going for something different and unique, I guess. And basically, the first scene is a guy who has a driver, and there's a woman walking over to the driver, and he says, "Don't touch my driver," and then he shoves the woman down. And that's a hell of a way to start a commercial, I guess. Since
I don't know, is there a single good that's good for that? I mean,
definitely not too good.
Much less good squared.
Have you seen this?
No.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
What?
I haven't seen it.
What? All right.
Wait,
I just explained it pretty well.
The lady, he says, "Don't touch my driver."
Yeah.
The lady touches his driver
and pushes her to the ground.
Shove. Well,
Yeah.
Defending his property.
Yeah, there's that. He's standing his ground, I guess.
This had to be Florida.
But the ad has been scratched, I guess, and they had to do the dumb apologies. Oh boy, we didn't know it was that bad.
Let me tell you something.
You could hit with.
Let me tell you something. It worked.
Yeah. Now I'm talking. I don't know what good golf is, but I guess I'm aware.
Well,
of
I know
it.
that there is a brand, Good, and I don't know if that's double good, but they have hats. And
it is a golf-focused media company, according to this article.
Okay.
Them and Callaway did a collab. But yeah, check this out if you want to see a guy push a woman down.
Yeah.
What's the rest of the commercial? Him getting his brakes beat in the parking lot?
I think then there's like a guy walking towards the driver, and it's
Pushes
like, don't touch the driver. I didn't quite get it. It looked kind of like they were trying to do a funny horror thing, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the hell it was for, but yeah.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah. So
I will look it up just out of curiosity now.
And you know, people with brains are not going to watch this commercial and go push the first woman they see. But still, I don't think it's good to have out there.
It's not good.
Not good. It's bad. Thank you for hanging out, Mully.
Yeah, it's good.
Be careful what you say now, Mully.
Yeah.
Watch out, LD. We'll take a break, come back, wrap up hour one. Coming up hour two, Ellerby and Bill Johnson. They'll talk about the Pirate Radio football kickoff party, Linval Joseph, and more. Cory Reamer coming up hour three. Bryce Williams. We got the New Blue Pirate Report. Still a ton to go on Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
Hello, Pirate fans. Jeff Stein coming at you from Brown & Wood Buick GMC.
For Buick, we've got Envistas at 0.9 with $1,000 purchase allowance. Encore GX 0.9 with $2,250 in purchase allowance. Envision also with 0.9 with $1,750 in purchase allowance. And Enclave 0.9 with $750 in purchase allowance. Only at Brown & Wood Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. We've got 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
Hey Pirates, it's Lindsay Gray from Carolina Caliber. Whether you're getting pumped to cheer on the Pirates or prepping for a deer stand, here's a reminder. There's a time to amp it up and a time to tone it down. Save the noise for game day. Quiet your cannon with a suppressor from Carolina Caliber. We specialize in making suppressor ownership easier than ever, guiding you through every step of the process. We carry top brands like Silencer Co., Surefire, Thunderbeast Arms, Huxworks, Bergara, and many more. Shop online or visit Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville. It's a time-honored tradition.
Ready to sip, save, and celebrate? Head to Simply Divine Oil and Wine in Arlington Village. All in-stock wines are 30% off. Select gourmet items 50% off now through August 30th. Then August 30th, 4 to 7 p.m., it's the Sip Into the Sunset wine event with live music from Gypsy Railroad, Gorham's Cafe food truck, plus beer and wine specials. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram for details. Simply Divine Oil and Wine in Arlington Village. Sip, savor, and save.
Pepper, oh no, they didn't. Papa John's just took their signature pepperoni and hand-stuffed it inside that garlic-kissed crust. Oh, now that's an epic pepperoni stuffed crust pizza like no mouth has ever seen.
The Epic Pepperoni Stuffed Crust Pizza is back for only $14.99. The Epic Pepperoni Stuffed Crust Pizza made from original fresh dough, hand stuffed with cheese and signature pepperoni, and baked into a garlicky seasoned crust. Order at papajohns.com. Go Pirates!
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Vaughn. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
For pest control that packs a punch, BAM! Call on the experts at BAM Pest Control. Attention Greenville, BAM Pest Control is here to protect what matters most. Whether it's your business, your home, or your peace of mind. They don't just eliminate pests, they knock them out. BAM Pest Control is #1 in insect control, rodent control, and yard services like fire ants and mosquitoes. BAM! You're insect-free, safe, and comfortable. Call the experts at BAM Pest Control on Hooker Road in Greenville, 252-751-3160. BAM!
This is Talbot Green with Integrity Home Mortgage. I'm excited to welcome 2 new additions to our team.
Green, Drew Green, and Michael Holt. At Integrity Home Mortgage, we'll review your options, answer your questions, and help you find the loan that's right for you. No pressure, no obligation, just trusted local experts working for you. Call the Integrity Home Mortgage team of Talbot Green, Braxton Green, Drew Green, Michael Holt, and Joanne Weir at 714-2076.
Integrity Home Mortgage Corporation is an equal housing lender. MMLS 208516.
Back to school, football season, and weekend trips to Washington. It's a great time to enjoy downtown and the waterfront. Stop by Down on Main Street, a local favorite in the heart of historic downtown. Grab lunch, the house salad with grilled chicken, the half club and chips, or their crowd-pleasing fried shrimp plate. Then stroll the waterfront, or come back for dinner and drinks on the patio. Open 7 days a week with half-price wings every Wednesday from 4 till close. Down on Main Street. Great food, good times, and downtown Washington. Go Pirates!
This is retired ECU baseball player Charlie Yorgan, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. The Pirate Radio app is available now. Powered by Carolina Caliber. Download the app today and have Pirate Radio at your fingertips. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back at NC On Point. Experience the thrill of professionally guided quail, chucker pheasant, and even duck hunts on one of North Carolina's premier hunting preserves. Whether you're a seasoned hunter or heading to the field for the very first time, they can make that day an unforgettable one. So gather your friends, book your hunt, and start making memories that last a lifetime. Visit nconpoint.com today. Go Pirates. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live. What we've learned, we need more blind celebrities.
Yes.
We need some new blind celebrities. Every time you say chucker pheasant, I want to say, be careful, LD. Watch what you're saying now. Be careful.
Be careful, LD.
Be careful, LD.
Nah, Skeeter, I don't want no trouble.
Little Skeeter gets riled up. I talked about that Callaway ad with Good. God, I just hate the name of it. Callaway CEO Chip Brewer admitted his company approved the ad and apologized for the mistake. He said, as we deal with the consequences of our mistake and complete our investigations. What are you doing investigations about, dumbass?
What consequences?
I hate this crap. What are these stupid statements people make after something like this happens? Just talk like a human being. Who are you investigating?
Thank you for the question, Clip.
Seriously, what is there to investigate?
He said that they approved it.
We approved the ad. As we complete our investigations. This is so, man.
I mean,
be careful, LD. I want to cuss right now.
Be careful, LD.
I hate this crap, man. He said the content was inappropriate, does not reflect our values. To be clear, we are unequivocally against discrimination, domestic violence, or threatening behavior of any kind. And we're investigating something.
What are those statements even?
That's all bull crap.
You know, hey, we're against domestic violence.
The words mean nothing. There's no soul behind them.
I want one company just be like, no, we meant to do that. We're for domestic violence.
But not even that. It's like, I don't even know what statement to make because it said we approve this. Well, what are you apologizing so much about? Now, I do have something to say about Good's apology. Good has always stood for making the game of golf more inclusive to all. We will continue to ensure that is our mission moving forward. I'll say this, unpopular statement, but the fact that the guy is pushing a woman down is kind of equality inclusion.
Yes.
So, good on you, good. But the Callaway guy, I would love to know the investigation that's going on right now. In their company.
With a big magnifying glass.
And a hat. And a trench coat.
The Hardy Boys. Oh, a clue.
This content was inappropriate and does not reflect our values. The one we approved.
What is a golf company's values? Who's buying Callaway because of their values? It's a nice driver. That's why I'm buying it.
We are unequivocally against any discrimination, domestic violence, or threatening behavior. These companies are so.
You got people playing for a league that's funded by the Saudis, and you're talking about your values. Like, their sales probably went up seeing a woman being pushed down.
I was offended by the woman like wearing a skirt and like showing skin. Whatever happened to our American values? Cover up those ankles, ladies. Let's class it up a little bit.
I can't say anything on this.
Because at Callaway, we appreciate every
Callaway back
one.
Sharia law.
So there you go. That's why I don't golf. This made me hate golf even more. Jared, you were a golfer in high school. Did you ever push a woman?
We didn't let women play.
That's the best. That's the only way to avoid domestic violence. Let them play. I think that I was starting to get into Bill Burr territory. Like when he said there's no... But I was just thinking...
There's a reason I hit the bumper.
I was just thinking if, like, the girl in the Little League World Series hit a guy and the benches cleared, in that case, you got to go. And you know what? She would kick the boys' asses.
Yeah. I think at that age, I mean, pretty level playing field.
Jamie said, be careful, JW. We'll take a break and come back. Hour 2. Bill Johnson, Ellerby. We got a ton to get to. Cory Reamer, Alabama linebacker, a lot more. And we'll see if we can get somebody on the phone from Callaway to find out how their investigation's going after this.
Save the date for the biggest party of the football season. Join Pirate Radio on Thursday, September 10th for the annual Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party, powered by Bud Light. It's a night of great music, great friends, and pirate pride as the party returns to the Hilton Greenville and Greenville Boulevard. This year's special guest is ECU legend and Super Bowl champion Linval Joseph.
Ball's out, picked up by the Vikings. Joseph, can he win this long foot race? Linval Joseph, no flags, touchdown Minnesota.
Come welcome Linval back to Greenville, then dance the night away with live music from Trainwreck. Stay tuned to Pirate Radio for your chance to score free tickets to the party of the year, the Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party, powered by Bud Light, Thursday, September 10th.
And Jacobs is knocked back, and he didn't make it, and it was Linval Joseph.
Party like a pirate with Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
Is your car making strange noises or that check engine light still won't go away? At Bell's Fork Truck and Auto Service in Greenville, we take the stress out of car care, from quick oil changes to full service repairs. And diesel truck service too. Our certified technicians deliver high quality work without the high dealership prices. No guesswork, no pressure. Just honest, dependable service to get you back on the road with confidence. Don't let a small issue turn into a costly repair. Stop by today or schedule your service now. Bell's Fork Truck and Auto Service, keeping Greenville moving.
Play it again, sport. Buy, sell, trade. Great deals never felt so good. So good, so good, so good. I saved a bunch of cash. Buy, sell, trade. Using my gear like I never knew I could. Play It Again Sports. Buying and selling new and used sporting and fitness equipment for over 27 years right here in Greenville. Located on Greenville Boulevard across from the Nissan dealership.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, this is State Farm agent Timothy Sawyer right here in Greenville. We can switch your auto and home insurance so you can start saving today. My team and I are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Timothy Sawyer State Farm, it's easy to switch and save. Just give us a call, 493-0002. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Back to school, football season, and weekend trips to Washington. It's a great time to enjoy downtown and the waterfront. Stop by Down on Main Street, a local favorite in the heart of historic downtown. Grab lunch, the house salad with grilled chicken, the half club and chips, or their crowd-pleasing fried shrimp plate. Then stroll the waterfront, or come back for dinner and drinks on the patio. Open 7
7 days a week with half-price wings every Wednesday from 4 till close. Down on Main Street. Great food, good times, and downtown Washington. Go Pirates!
This summer, the heat is on, and the savings are even hotter at East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep. Save big on 2026 Ram trucks. Save up to 25% off select 2026 Ram 1500s. That's a savings of up to $23,863 off sticker price. Need heavy-duty power? Save up to $12,000 on a 2026 Ram 2500 or 3500 heavy-duty with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. And check out the Jeep savings. Save up to $8,000 on a 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee, America's most awarded SUV. Save up to $12,000 on a 2026 Jeep Gladiator and save up to $11,000 on a 2026 Jeep Wrangler. The weather isn't the only thing that's hot this summer. It's the Make This the Summer event at East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep, across from the Cockerell in Greenville. Come see us!
Tax tags at $8.99 admin fee not included. See dealer for details.
If you're hungry for a great steak with honest-to-goodness flavor, head over to Larry's Steakhouse, open Monday through Saturday at 11 a.m., serving up hand-cut, aged ribeyes, tender grilled salmon, bold grilled shrimp, and juicy grilled pork chops, all right off the flame. Pile your plate high with a 25-item salad bar. Try one of our hearty daily lunch specials. Larry's Steakhouse, good food, good folks, and a good time. Located at 2800 East 10th Street across from the old Highway Patrol Station. Call 751-6510 for takeout and reservation. Larry's Steakhouse.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. The Pirate Radio app is available now. Powered by Carolina Caliber. Download the app today and have Pirate Radio at your fingertips. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. David Price Construction, the proud ECU home services partner. Call them today at 919-291-5532 or visit them online at davidpriceconstruction.com. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Video idea. Jenny is talking about a clip. Can you talk more about the class of 22 guys? And I shove her down and say, no, it's week 0. Thoughts? Do you think we would have to launch an investigation after that and apologize?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not a good look. That stems from our Callaway good discussion from earlier. Here is a good discussion between Jonathan Ellerby and a sports agent, Bill Johnson. The Pirate Radio football kickoff party tickets will be available for free. You can pick them up at Tiebreakers or UBE, 21 and older. We're going to be at the Hilton on Thursday, September 10th at 7 o'clock. A couple days ahead of ECU and App State. They talk about that. They talk Linville Joseph and more. Here's Ellerby and Bill Johnson.
All right, welcome back. Joining us now is a very special guest. He is an ECU alum. He is an NFL agent. He is the founder of the Apex Sports Group. He is Bill Johnson. And Bill, just want to first start off and appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us today.
Oh, man, it's great to be with you and certainly be talking about East Carolina football and Greenville, place near and dear to my heart. You know, born and raised there, all 4 grandparents there, and just a great place certainly to have absorbed some great football really from Little League on up. It's been exciting, you know, watching the ESPN coverage on East Carolina's field, and I know the baseball team's done well, so it's fun to be a fan, but it's fun when you can call it home. You know, my claim to fame there with the players, I could say that I actually played on East Carolina's field. However, that was when I was at Rose High School.
Yeah, you have deep roots here in Greenville.
Yes, indeed. Love it. Great memories.
I wanted to get you on the program today because we've been talking a lot this year, and you've been instrumental and have made this Pirate Radio football kickoff party very special this year because of your connection with Linville Joseph. You have helped bring this to fruition, and I know Pirate Nation is super excited about having Linville at our party. And as I mentioned, you are an NFL agent as well. You represented Linville and so many other players. But just first of all, just want to thank you. And I know you're coming to the party as well. And we're excited to have you back into Greenville as well. And tell everybody, I mean, we've had Linville on the program, and just a super individual, and obviously a guy that's made East Carolina so proud. Tell us how your relationship with Linville became so good, and then we can talk more about how he's coming to the party.
Yeah, he's a great story. Certainly, first of all, as an individual, he's just a fine young man. You know, I'm blessed to have him as a client, as a friend, the whole deal. I mean, we'll get old together. I've got a jump start on him on that. But as a player, it's also very rewarding for me to represent such a good guy like that. He's been to Pro Bowls, Super Bowls. So, you know, we did a contract that made him the highest paid player in the history of his position at one point. So he was rewarded for that. But moreover, you know, as he's been a veteran of this league, he's got teams still calling on him as a 13, 14, 15-year veteran. And it's because of what he brings to the table as an athlete. You know, in San Diego, as a veteran, they would give him what we call veteran days off. And Linville refused the days off because he said he had young talent like the Bosa brothers, you know, that one of the Bosas was there. And I need to show him how the game is played, how important it is. You don't take a day off, those kind of things. I mean, I'm reminded even being at the Pro Bowl with Linville, and I was ordering drinks for the table, and a Pro Bowl offensive lineman who I won't mention came up and he said, "Bill, I'll get your drink." And I said, "Man, that's all right. I got a big order." And he said, "Well, all right, well, never mind then." He said, "Well, who is it?" I said, "Linville." He said, "Oh, this guy was an inside lineman, offensive lineman." He said, "Oh, Lord, I'll take you his drinks for the weekend if he'll keep his hands off me during the regular season." So highly regarded player, but coming out of high school in Florida, you know, he's originally from St. Croix in the Virgin Islands. So I don't know really the extent of the sophistication of football over there, but he found his way to Florida. His mother came over to Florida to work for the police department, and was just an exceptional athlete ongoing. I think he talked on your show. He wasn't always a big guy, and he actually took some bullying, if you can believe that, from a guy that I've seen weigh as much as 360 pounds. But he became an athlete in a way to, you know, to fortify his own belief in himself and et cetera. Went into track, powerlifting, football, and then being right there in Florida at Santa Fe High School. Florida recruited him, Auburn did, and he always felt like he was going to go to Florida. And as it turned out, about 3 weeks really prior to, you know, signing day, what they would call it now, you know, Florida indicated that they wanted him really as offensive lineman. He didn't want to do that. And so they signed the Pouncey twins. I don't know if you remember them. Those guys both became first-round picks in the NFL and Pro Bowl players. They signed the Pounceys, and Linville, fortunately for Pirates, he went and visited East Carolina before going to Auburn. And I just spoke with his mother, Ernestine, who's outstanding. And Ernestine had said that they promised, we're not going to sign anywhere. We're going to go see all places. But when they got to East Carolina and they saw the community and the people, and they really enjoyed Coach Holtz and our coaching staff and our Pirate community, they said, this is home, and signed and haven't looked back. And as you saw on your show, he's really excited, you know, to get home. But again, as a player, just a dominant presence in the inside, and regarded as that around the league. They won a Super Bowl his second year, and articles were written that he was one of the reasons it turned around on the inside of the defense. And then, you know, just his athleticism as a guy that's been 330 to 360 pounds. He had an interception when he was playing for the Vikings that the sports science guys on ESPN, you know, they do their kind of nerd calculations, and it calculated that, you know, he was running close to 20 miles per hour at 330, 340 pounds, you know, taking it to the house. So he's not just regarded as a great East Carolina player in the NFL. He's regarded as an exceptional player and really, you know, one of the top of the last decade and kind of his era because of the athleticism, the presence, not taking days off, playing hurt, all the things that are old school. But it really did start with a drive as a young high school guy that got quasi-bullied a little bit, you know, and that Florida said, you're not good enough to be a defensive tackle. We're going to make you an offensive tackle. And Linville's a guy that you don't want to challenge like that. He'll step right up.
Yeah, Linville has been so much fun to watch in his career, and I'm so excited that you were able to help connect me with Linville, and we were able to get him to come be our special guest coming up in a few weeks at September 10th. And you mentioned Linville. He's, I think, am I correct that he has made the most money of any NFL player? You mentioned his record contract. You were able to work a deal and get him to be the highest paid player at his position at the time. But I think overall through his career earnings, he's got to be the highest earned Pirate on a professional NFL level.
He's certainly done very well. It's public knowledge. Linville's not one that would like it out there, but he's contractually, he's probably made over $80 million, and then that's not including Super Bowl bonuses, Pro Bowl bonuses, etc. So certainly a lot. There have been great ones that come through East Carolina: Dave Garrard, Chris Johnson, our guy C.J. Wilson. We got a couple in the league right now, one being Julius Wood, that are all certainly trying to get there. And those guys that I mentioned earlier had great careers, but it is really a positive indictment for Linville. First, for being so exceptional at his position, but part of that is brought on by the fact that he's been able to play so long. You play, I think the average now is 4 to 5 years in the league when you add them all together. That's kind of the life expectancy of an NFL guy. If you think about Linville's position, he's right there in the middle. The center and guard are trying to grab him and contain him, so he's dealing with double and triple teams every game. And to be able to play in this league 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 years is just exceptional. And so, yeah, he's been able to put a lot of, as we'd say, cordwood out back through the years, and he's done well with his money, and he's done some nice things with charity, and he's an exceptional family man with his children. That's always very good to see too. He's been all the way around, a case study of what it's like to challenge yourself to get better every day, but also, to be as exceptional off the field as on it. And Lynn was the epitome of that.
Yeah, we loved talking to him a few weeks ago and talked about his excitement for the party, his really excitement and love for East Carolina and what that really meant for him. But he also was really super excited about he was going to be in the best shape of his life when he comes to this party, so he can show himself off. But he also pretty much hinted that he's still available, as you kind of hinted too, that if an NFL team comes calling later this football season, that the helmet and shoulder pads could be put back on.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a fascinating story. What we did about 4 or 5 years ago is he was coming over some injuries, and he said, man, it's been a while since I've really had enough time to rest and feel good. He had injuries. He said, I couldn't even really wash the back of my neck well. Buttoning a shirt all the way up was tough for him. I mean, his body just needed some rest, again, because the level of play and the tenacity, et cetera, et cetera. And so wasn't ready to call it quits, but wasn't ready to go to camp. So we just said, hey, you're good enough. Let's, to some degree, be a hired gun. Stay in shape. And I promise you, he works out as hard independently as he would have in camp. And so we said, hey, let's just wait it out, not sign with anybody. You get healthy, take the extra time that you need, spend time with family, recharge the batteries, all of that. And then somebody will come calling at some point, in the season. And that first one was the Eagles. And our friend Howie Roseman is the GM there, called 8-9 games into the season. Said, Billy, we got a real shot, but we need some help inside, veteran presence. How's Linville feeling? And so spoke with Linville about it, and I asked Howie, I said, well, Howie, this is kind of unorthodox, bring a guy in, this kind of late in the season. And he said, well, this is brought on not so much by me, but by the guys that have come in my office, Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, and Jason Kelsey. It says, not only do we need some help inside, there's a guy out there, Linville Joseph, that can help us. And to Linville's credit, after, as he would say, coming off the couch, so to speak, he came in after no training camp, after no, practice against the pads. He came in, was there for one day with the team, flew to the away game, played the next day, got a sack and I think 7 tackles after not playing, for really a season and a half. But he's just exceptional being able to kind of turn it on like that. So we just kind of made that a pattern. Let's do that every year. And then we went to the Bills, and backing up, the Eagles did go to the Super Bowl, so he almost won a second one. So we kind of paired that up right. We did the same thing with the Bills, and they made a good Super Bowl run. And then he went and played with the Cowboys, really as a favorite. Coach Zimmer has always told me that Linville's one of the favorite players he's ever coached. And he said, I got one more year, and I'm going to spend it in Dallas. I want Linville to come along and help try to build up those guys, Micah Parsons, et cetera. And so Linville's spent time with the Cowboys. So, yeah, man, for his game room, he's got a lot of cool helmets and jerseys to hang up with his name on them.
Absolutely. What's your favorite Linville story that you can tell? I mean, you've mentioned some, but what's the one thing when you think of Linville Joseph that if you could tell us one thing that would really stand out?
Well, a couple of them. First of all, to me, is when I talked to him about growing up in the islands, and he would say going to the rainforest to get fruit on Thanksgiving or whatever, or diving. I don't know if it's abalone diving or lobster diving, but just picture Linville Joseph diving. It's still to me, whether it be I don't know how you get a bathing suit around that man, but picturing him diving in the islands, for lobster and going into the woods and getting fruit has always been fun and funny for me to visualize. But the times also that his father, he's legit from St. Croix. His father would come into games, away games, and the tailgating with such, a diverse group of people was always such a pleasure. And then that story, I think of watching him. Oh, I'll tell you one good one, actually. One of the things that I think is a real credit to him is General Manager Rob Brzezinski of the Minnesota Vikings. He loved Linville so much, and so did his kids, that they had a Halloween party, and everybody came as superheroes and all that. And the GM of the team came dressed as Linville Joseph. He had the eye paint, the wraparound glasses, the big elbow pad that Linville wears, the jersey. I mean, he was suit to nuts, Linville Joseph. And it's never a dull moment with Linville. He's very charismatic, as you've seen. He's got an opinion that he's not afraid to share, but it's always informed. But he's just been such a pleasure, again, because he's not the traditional athlete. Again, you don't get many from St. Croix. And then, like I say, they wanted to make him an offensive lineman, D lineman, playing for us instead of, Florida or Auburn. And going in the second round, he probably would have stayed at East Carolina for his senior year. He came out as a junior, but that was when Rock, his position coach, had passed, and I think the coordinator had left, had recently left and gone on, and then Skip had just taken the job. And so he felt like, and then I guess C.J. Wilson and some of his buddies along that great defensive line had moved on. And so he just said, hey, I think I'm going to go on and go out. I did due diligence, and, the league said he's going to go late first to second, and that's where he went. But he was this close to staying at East Carolina. And I guess nowadays with NIL, he would have been able to make that decision after a couple of games in the league. But it would have been fun seeing him at ECU for another year, but wouldn't have traded where he went, going to New York, winning a Super Bowl, learning from great guys, Osio Monura, and the people that they had around that team that he's still close with. It was just such a great start to his career. First year, he kind of got his feet wet. Second year, he was really thrown right in and made a really, really big impact as a dominant force inside for that Super Bowl winning team.
Yeah, Linville Joseph, just a great career. Worked out pretty good for him to go ahead and leave East Carolina and get that Super Bowl ring in year number 2. And super excited about having him here September 10th for the Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party. People are going to be able to meet and greet with Linville and get to know him as we have here on the show. And Bill, same thing for you. I mean, you've had an amazing career, and you're going to be at the party on September 10th. And I know you still have a lot of friends and family in this area, but how was your journey from Greenville, North Carolina to NFL agent to this? Your life seems to be a lot of fun and just tremendous people that you've met along the journey.
I've been lucky enough, should, man. And it's really not any method to the madness. I mean, if you do right by people, do what you say what you're going to do, et cetera, et cetera. But, people ask all the time, how do you get in it? I didn't know it was a job. I had no point of reference. None of my dad's friends in Greenville, you look up to all the guys, the older guys. I didn't know anybody who was an agent. And really there was no movie or TV show out, Jerry Maguire or any of that kind of stuff. I went to Florida. An uncle, a relative, gave me a job in the computer software, medical computer software business. John McConnell was good enough. My cousin, who he was married to, I think, made him give me a job. And so the job carried me to Orlando, Florida, and I got my first really taste of pro sports by being a season ticket holder of the Orlando Magic. And I went in, it's like, wow, this is cool. And I saw the guys walking around and got to meet some of the front office staff just kind of through happenstance. And, in my mind, there was the players and the coaches and the owner, cheerleaders or what have you, dancers. And but as I was flipping through kind of the game book, I saw that, there's HR, there's media, there's marketing. And of course, now, there's the social media team, et cetera, and then a sales department. And I was very encouraged by that. And so one thing led to another, and I met with the former owner, and he said, man, you would have been a big help back then, when we bought this team. I said, wow, that's great news. What would I do? We'd sell media. I said, well, I actually have a broadcasting degree at East Carolina because I thought it was fun. It was a fun way to get my degree. So anyway, flashing forward, I taught myself into a job with the Orlando Magic and loved it. And we were a very good team and had a lot of good experience there, learned from some really, really great people there. And really, as a young guy, and enjoyed the interaction, certainly with my clients, Fortune 100 executives and CEOs that were flying on the plane with us and buying our media and TV commercials, et cetera. But I really enjoyed the camaraderie with the young guys, and they trusted me, and I was closer to their age. So flashing forward, I just said, maybe I should go on the other side of this thing, and left a perfectly good job with the Orlando Magic and became an agent. And it's been now 30 years. And I think ideally, when I got in it, I was going to really kind of provide some of the marketing for these guys, the Campbell Soup commercials, et cetera, the trading card deals. And I'd already worked a lot with Nike, Reebok, and Adidas. And so, ideally I was just going to do marketing, and I figured out quickly that to grow our business, really the lion's share is through these contracts. And so I started calling on schools for the firm then that were schools we really hadn't had any players. We couldn't mess it up, so to speak. So at LSU and I don't know where, but Texas and Baylor or whatever. And then one thing led to another. And in the agent business, I got good at that and went into the agent side. And again, 30 years in, and been fortunate to work with really great players, whether it's Linville and CJ Wilson to Brian Urlacher and DeMarcus Ware, who are in the Hall of Fame. It's just been storybook for me and the places I've been able to go. When I grew up in Greenville, I never cared to go anywhere else. A lot of my buddies, they want to go off to school. I said, I'll stay right here, go to East Carolina. I'll live in East Carolina. I'll go down to Atlantic Beach in the summer. I'm fine right here. I started off as a guy that was in the porthole gang at ECU, and the kids' seats, and I was fine staying. But one thing the sport did, and with the Magic, it allowed me to travel all over the country. I traveled with a team and spend 2 days, in Chicago and Arizona and Texas and LA. And at that point, LA might as well have been going to, Mars for me, But I got to see a lot of the country, a lot of the world, and certainly, blessed to work in a business that I have a lot of passion for, which is sports in general and football. And it's nice to make a living. I wasn't good enough to play and do the things Linville or these other guys did, but, to be able to make a living in this thing here and have such great memories. I mean, man, outside of even Super Bowls, games, Olympics, all the stuff I've been to, the cool stuff. I'm a godfather to 3 clients' kids. I got ordained actually and married Brian Urlacher's brother, if you can believe it. So that's been very, very rewarding. And then even retired guys that bring the family in here to Nashville to our place and spend 3 or 4 days with us, over the holidays every year. That part's been really, really rewarding. So I don't have kids. I don't have brothers, but I've said many years that's been my way of family, my extended family, through sharing other families and sharing the camaraderie with these young men. It's been very rewarding.
Yeah, I know you're going to say the relationships, and I can't ask you to pick your favorite client because that's going to be way too hard. But was there a moment that you can stands out the most where Bill Johnson was at a Super Bowl, a Pro Bowl, or the Olympic, or somewhere where it was man, this is the coolest thing I've done?
That's a great question. And a lot of things kind of come to mind. I mean, like going with with Penny Hardaway and Shaq on a plane, it was those guys, their families, and us to the Olympics. I mean, that's nuts, man. I'm pinching myself. I grew up in Greenville, North Carolina, played at Rose High, worked in tobacco, worked at Brody's Men's Store, and now you're juxtaposed, you're on a private jet with guys of that caliber going to the Olympics. That was kind of a pinch myself. I remember being in a tunnel when we were playing in our first World Championship for the Orlando Magic, and I'm standing in the tunnel, and our GM would let me sit there, kind of, I guess maybe grooming me for the future. But we'd stand in the tunnel right there where the players came in and out, 10 feet from the court, and watching those great teams, Houston Rocket teams, and even Chicago when Jordan came back, and we were able to beat them to advance, and to see Jordan play, who was always a hero growing up, obviously coming from North Carolina. And then the Super Bowls that you'd see your guys go play in, it just never got old, man. I mean, even seeing a rookie run out on the field for the first time, I get chicken skin, because whether it's Julius Wood, whether it's Linval Joseph, or whether it's whomever, what went into that. I mean, you and I could say it. You get out on the backyard playing ball, and you're envisioning your favorite player, playing like him, or someday, and to see that dream come true for guys, it's still cool. I never get tired of it. Or to hear their name get called in the draft, it's still super cool. But those things go all the way off from the field to seeing a guy, being at the hospital, a guy having his first baby, or being at a wedding with one of them, seeing one of my big guys get a little mushy, So there's so many great memories, but those are a couple that certainly come to mind. But it's funny, even at East Carolina, and I know everybody still talks about it. You're too young, Ellerby, but guys, maybe some of your listeners can relate. I still remember what it felt like to be at the dang Peach Bowl with Luke Fisher and JB and Jeff Blake and those guys. And that's what's so cool about sports, how it can galvanize people like that, and just burn a hole in you. I remember how good that felt. I remember those plays. I can't remember what I had for breakfast, but I can remember sports-specific things. But that was certainly a great East Carolina one. But, man, there have been so many of them. And just really, as you said, it's like click my heels and something cool worked out for me. And it's been a blessing and one I don't take for granted. I still enjoy doing it now. I've got a young group that works with me, and we've even evolved into, into NIL, which probably conversation for another day. I don't know if philosophically originally I agreed with it. I've benefited from hard coaching and discipline, but I understand it's a new world and the monetization opportunities are there. So, it's kind of now something that's even got me excited, something new. And we've got, 60 NIL guys, three of which are East Carolina players, Cruz and Cade Law, who are from right here in Nashville, Tennessee, outstanding players. And then Kendrick DeJour, a nice edge player. So, who knows? Maybe I'll be like Linval and just keep the motor going, and get 5 or 10 more years in.
Well, Bill, you look like you could go a lot more than 10 or 15 more years.
Oh,
you look like you got a lot of gas in your tank. Your energy, your stories is so much fun. And we're going to have you back on another time just to talk business of sports agents and NIL and all the other stuff, because there's so much. But I'm looking forward to having you here on September 10th at the Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party. Thank you for helping us bring Linval as a part of that. But you're a special guest as well. And I know people will want to talk to you about your career and we just scratched the surface here today of the stories you have. But I know if they cut you on Thursday, September 10th, you're going to bleed purple all over the Hilton as well. So it's I can't. When you were I was at the Peach Bowl, so I'm not that young.
Well, okay, good.
So I know those stories and so many more. And I remember that defensive line that Linval played on as well. And man, that was a fun group. And I can't wait to hear some stories in person from Linval that night at the party and so much more.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. We're in such good shape there, Jonathan, with the crew we got over there from Philip and John Gilbert, and JJ that's got so much love and passion. And then even just the guys like Big Guy, Matt Maloney, that have made our university so cool and fun for guys like us to come back to. I think in this world now, when it is about monetization, those are the things that we've got to lean on to get good players there, because like Linval, he was planning to go visit Auburn. He got to Greenville and saw what we are as a community. And listen, I know it's about wins and losses, but with Coach Harrell and the names that I just mentioned that are in that town and that are doing things in that community and growing, we're in a great spot. We really are. I think East Carolina's in a great spot. And I do. I go to all the great stadiums in the world, but there's nothing more fun to me than getting back to Dowdy Ficklen up there with my buddies watching East Carolina football. So appreciate what you do, man, and I appreciate being on today. And I'm excited to get into town with Linville and see some friends, watch some football, and get some good food in us, some down-home Southern cooking.
Absolutely. Well, Bill, we'll see you on September 10th, and look forward to catching up some more, and appreciate your time today.
Okay, man. Take care.
Bill Johnson and Ellerby on Pirate Radio Live. You can get your free tickets to the Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party at Tiebreakers and UBE coming up on Thursday. The party is September 10th, Thursday, September 10th, 7 o'clock at the Hilton. Take a timeout, come back, more to go. Pirate Radio Live after this timeout.
Hey, Pirate Nation. I'm Hudson.
I'm Coleman.
I'm Tolly.
And we are the Spain family.
For 3 generations, we've been building homes across eastern North Carolina.
Today, Spain Family Builders specializes in custom homes, move-in ready homes, neighborhoods, and apartment communities.
Because we're not just building homes,
we're building the communities we call home.
Spain Family Builders.
Building homes
for generations.
Visit SpainsBuildNC.com.
Go Pirates!
Hey, Pirate Nation, Frank Etheridge here with First Flight Credit Union. Does this warm weather find you dreaming about weekends on the water? Make it happen with a boat loan from First Flight Credit Union. Whether you're upgrading your fishing boat, cruising with your family, or chasing sunsets, we offer competitive rates, flexible terms, and fast and local decisions, so you can spend less time waiting and more time boating. Apply today at one of our branches located in Greenville, Newbern, Havelock, Morehead City, and Cary. All local residents are membership eligible. First Flight is insured by the NCUA and an equal housing lender. Go Pirates.
Pepper, oh no, they didn't. Papa John's just took their signature pepperoni and hand-stuffed it inside that garlic-kissed crust. Oh, now that's an epic pepperoni stuffed crust pizza like no mouth has ever seen.
The Epic Pepperoni Stuffed Crust Pizza is back for only $14.99. The Epic Pepperoni Stuffed Crust Pizza made from original fresh dough, hand stuffed with cheese and signature pepperoni, and baked into a garlicky seasoned crust. Order at papajohns.com. Go Pirates!
When it comes to protecting your home, don't gamble with just any roofer. Trust the pros at the Boone Group Roofing. Locally owned by Toot Boone, they've been serving all of Eastern North Carolina with honest, high-quality roofing you can count on. They offer no money down, and every job is backed by a 5-year workmanship warranty, because your roof should be done right the first time. Don't wait. Call today at 252-714-0021 for a roof that's built to last and service you can trust. The Boone Group Roofing is on top of their game.
The Toot Boone Boogie. Michelob Ultra is brewed here. So was the feeling when we rallied together behind one team. From the pitch to the pool, Superior is brewed here. Michelob Ultra, proud sponsor of the U.S. men's national soccer team. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2026, San Jose Bush, Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
A pepperoni pizza for the table.
Thank you.
May I suggest trying it with our Pepsi Zero Sugar? It has just the right amount of sweetness to complement all that cheesy, saucy goodness, while the carbonation and notes of citrus enhance the flavor profile. Simply divine.
Pepsi Zero Sugar? You've really outdone yourself this time. Pizza deserves Pepsi.
Miss, your burger is served.
Thank you.
And if I may suggest a pairing, this is our finest Pepsi Zero Sugar. The sweetness of Pepsi perfectly balances the savory notes of your burger, while the citrus and carbonation elevates the taste for a truly stunning flavor profile. Bon appetit.
Now that is one perfect combination. If this is how the other half lives, I could get used to this. Burgers deserve Pepsi.
Overtime Tavern is the place to be for great food, cold drinks, and all your game day action with over 10 TVs. Swing in today and try a mouth-watering burger, glizzies, wings, or check out their daily specials featuring some of the best items on the menu. OT's has a weekly lineup of entertainment starting Tuesday with Singo, Wednesday is sports trivia with Clip Brock, and Thursday's local acoustic acts playing the tunes. OT's is located on Charles Boulevard across from the Sheets and is open daily from 11 a.m. to midnight. There's always time on the clock at Overtime Tavern.
This is Andre Allison, the first receiver to catch 1,000 in ECU history. You're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. The Pirate Radio app is available now, powered by Carolina Caliber. Download the app today and have Pirate Radio at your fingertips. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Hungry? Get your fix at Dink Burrito in Greenville. Build your perfect burrito, bowl, tacos, or quesadilla with fresh ingredients and bold flavors made just the way you like it. Fast, fresh, and seriously delicious. Dink Burrito, where every bite is downright dank. Stop in today off of Greenville Boulevard. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Alrighty, back with you, Pirate Radio Live. Just saw this. I was looking up. I want to see some score predictions. I looked up ECU, Alabama. Actually, I looked up college football week 1 predictions and found ECU, Alabama article. Mike Calabrese.
Oh!
By the way, Tim Pernetti at ECU practice today. I might have to play that audio.
Yeah, I saw him in like a ready to go.
ECU Bama from Mike at the Action Network, actionnetwork.com. Kalen DeBoer may have a shiny new contract based on the 4th highest paid coach in the sport, $12.5 million per season. Let's not kid ourselves. And the SEC contracts are made to be broken. Blah, blah, blah. Kane Womack's defense finished inside the top 20 in a handful of meaningful metrics. He returned 61% of his defensive production. This brings us to East Carolina, an established brand at the G6 level, fresh off a 9-win season. The only problem for the Pirates is they've been gutted this offseason. Both coordinators were poached. 21 players who started at least 6 games last season are gone. That includes quarterback Caden Hauser, the entire offensive line, and explosive playmakers like Anthony Smith and Yannick Smith. This is a year 0 rebuild for Blake Harrell and the Pirates. While Alabama needs a statement win to satisfy the boosters, I expect 45 points or more from Bama. The Tide will run this one up. His pick, Alabama minus 26.5. What is this date? So this is from last month. Because now the number is at 28.5. And that does concern me, I guess, that the number continues to go up, and everybody we talk to here wants to take the Pirates because we do have biased brains, but it just seems like a ton of points. But there is a reason that number continues to rise, and that is not in the Pirates' favor.
Yeah, I'm liking Alabama minus the points.
Really?
Every day as we get closer. I'm liking it more. I didn't like it to begin with, but after talking to Chris Stewart and just reading some things, seeing some things.
Talked to a fellow last night at the Buck who admittedly was probably drunk, I would say.
At a bar.
There was a song that said, "I ain't drunk, I'm just drinking."
Oh, yeah.
But he was beyond just drinking.
Yeah, started at 5 in the afternoon about 3 days ago.
But he had a good point and said he said it's going to be like Bobby Bowden back in the day. I don't know if he meant Steve Spurrier or Bobby Bowden did it too, but he said Bama is going to try to run it up. And I thought about that. They are not getting the Bama respect. They are 13th preseason. It's a 12-team playoff. You're going to need to jump some teams. And
I mean, they had a top 10 streak of like a decade plus that got broken.
I guess whether you score 70 or 42 against ECU, is that going to matter to people? Maybe. But I did think about that, and DeBoer does need to win. At the same time, does a win, like a blowout win over ECU, satisfy the Crimson Tide fan base? The answer is no. They're looking ahead to all these other games.
Yeah.
But I do still feel like if they have the opportunity, they will try to put on a show rather than call off the dogs. So that might be what Alabama bettors are thinking.
After how last season ends, they need to just go out there and roll over ECU. Because you got shut out in the playoffs against Indiana, a team that's been a laughingstock for as long as you've ran the sport.
So, I mean, I feel like I'm going to take the Pirates, but I'm starting to see the Bama side a little bit more, I guess. I don't know, man. Redshirt freshman quarterback. I know he's very talented, but
That's my only concern is Keelan Russell.
There's gonna be some nerves for him. First start in that stadium.
Yeah.
I mean, you go 1-3 and out and then punt on the second drive or a turnover, and you start getting in your own head, and who knows, man? What's Avery doing?
I don't think he's ever sat in a chair before.
What is this L-shaped object?
It was the rug. It was doing weird stuff.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that rug. It does weird stuff. Yep. I forget to warn people about that. Hey, everything in this room is normal.
It's not even rug. It's a chair mat.
No, it's a rug, Jared, that does weird stuff. Watch out for that rug. All right, speaking of Avery, Avery went one-on-one with his hero, Jeremiah Melvin. And
Jeremiah Melvin.
I sat down with Jeremiah, explained to him Jeremiah Melvin facts, had him record the Jeremiah Melvin facts intro, and I was going to talk to him, but then I was like, you want to do this, Avery? And Avery did not shy away. He took the ball and ran with it. And here is intern Avery one-on-one with Jeremiah Melvin, our New Blue Pirate report from Media Day Saturday.
Here with Jeremiah Melvin, ECU Media Day. Jeremiah, how's Greenville treating you?
Greenville is amazing. I will say, like I mentioned to a lot of guys, I felt the big atmosphere, the football atmosphere. I could tell that, the fan base, the people that live here love and breathe ECU football. I feel like it's a great area. I enjoy eating new food, different restaurants. I feel like Greenville has a lot of local food chains that has definitely been appetizing for me. So I'm enjoying it. I can't complain.
Awesome. What can you tell us? We got a new OC this year. What can you tell us about Juan Soto?
I feel like Juan Soto is a great guy. He's a very passionate guy. I feel like he brings the edge to our room that we need as far as, just competing. I feel like our guys are driven guys that are ready to attack this season with the right mindset, and he brings that out of us each and every day. Whether that's getting ready for perimeter drill, block it up, or just attacking in the passing game. I feel like he's hungry, he's dedicated, motivated, and he's a great guy. I can't wait to go to battle with him this season.
Absolutely. Any DBs at practice have been giving you any problems?
I feel like the entire DB core, just talking about those guys, like I love competing with those guys. I feel like just seeing how well they've been able to grow and mature from spring to now. I feel like every one of them are competitive guys. They're showing up every day, and I feel like the battles that we have is only going to get us better and more prepared for the opponents that we have to see.
Any young guys in the receiver core that have kind of impressed you so far during camp?
I feel like there's a plethora just overall the young guys, older guys, kind of in between like myself. I feel like one that really sticks out for me that, I just feel like taking him under my wing and just being a younger guy, Dawson Quarterman. His personality speaks volume. I feel like he carries that charisma just on and off the field. I take pride in, we having like a younger brother when it comes to, him being a freshman, but he's going to be a great player, great player to keep a lookout on for sure.
Another tall receiver like yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's get some facts. What are some facts that people need to know about you that they probably don't know?
Like I said, I enjoy food. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoy trying new food. I'm picky, but not too picky. So I feel like any different foods that y'all want me to try, definitely let me know. Hit me up. If you're a cook, I'd love to try your food. What else? Some nice.
Can we get a favorite food?
Okay, so I'm not really too big on favorites. I'm real hard with that, but I will say I love some nice home cooked salmon. I enjoy a burger every now and then. My strength coaches want me to keep putting that weight on, so Jack Brown's is another spot. Great burgers. But yeah, that's a fun fact right there.
That's all we got for you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Avery and Jeremiah Melvin from Media Day Saturday.
Jeremiah Melvin.
Did it go like you wanted to? Hearing it back, Avery?
Yeah.
All right.
Jeremiah Melvin.
That's funny, ain't it, Jared? Jamie says, did you mention to Jeremiah that Avery hit him up in his DMs? I did not, and Avery did not.
I knew somebody was going to say that.
We decided to... We'll talk about that another time.
We decided to keep it underground.
We decided to sweep it under the rug.
I turned it down.
Watch out for that rug, though. Does some weird stuff. Let's take a break. We'll come back. One more segment to go here in hour 2. Coming up, hour 3, former Alabama champion, linebacker, Cory Reamer. We'll also check in with Slim 80 Bryce Williams. We'll have a giveaway, our Dank Burrito gift card. We'll be given out to a lucky listener, and more. A lot more to go. Pirate Radio Live, back after this.
Summer is going out with a bang at the Winterville Watermelon Festival. Thursday, August 27th. Cruise in car show and wristband night. Unlimited amusement rides. Just $25. Friday. Free live music, vendors, rides, and a Taylor Swift tribute by Feelin' 22. Saturday, it's Watermelon Jam, featuring Colin Stow and country superstar Easton Corbin. Then Sunday, Wristband Day. 1 to 6 p.m. Rides just $25. The Winterville Watermelon Festival. August 27th through the 30th. Full schedule and tickets at watermelonfest.com.
Looking for friendly service and hometown convenience? Make it Country Mart in Pitt County. Country Mart is your one-stop shop for fresh hot food, cold drinks, snacks, fuel, and everyday essentials. All with the fast, friendly service you can count on. And now with 3 locations. A brand new Country Mart is now open on Highway 11 right across from Aiden Grifton High School. From breakfast biscuits to afternoon pick-me-ups and the best fuel prices in town, Country Mart keeps Pitt County moving. Country Mart, local, convenient, and always friendly.
The stifling heat of summer, the bitter cold of winter. What do they have in common? The extreme temperatures of both force your home's heating and cooling system to work overtime to keep you comfortable. And that can cost you a lot of money. Fortunately, your neighbors at Greenville Utilities have several ways you can save energy. And that means saving you money on your utility bills. Just go to GUC.com and look for ways to save. That's GUC.com.
The NU in New Blue stands for Next Up, and with their Next Up mentality they are staying hungry to go the extra mile just for you, humbly learning through continuous training and a commitment to remain focused on working smart to deliver a new level of service excellence. Next Up means doing the small things right because your home deserves it. Whether it's plumbing, electrical, or HVAC issues, New Blue is next up and ready to help. Visit callnublue.com or call 252-228-5855. New Blue Service Group, redefining service excellence. Go Pirates!
Bring the taste of New England to your table at Basil's. Try the crispy clam fritters, fresh Cape Cod chopped salad, classic linguine with clam sauce, or the savory Clams Casino pizza. Every dish is packed with bold coastal flavor and made fresh just for you. Pair it with your favorite beer, wine, or one of Basil's handcrafted cocktails. Eat local, drink local. Basil's on Fire Tower Road in Greenville. Pirates supporting pirates.
Hey Pirate fans, it's Rhonda from Russell's. Back to school and back to football season are here, and Russell's has you covered with a store full of new arrivals from all your favorite brands, plus some exciting new brands for him and her. Whether you're dressing for school, work, a wedding, or a pirate tailgate, Russell's will have you looking your very best for every occasion. Stop by and experience the personal service that makes shopping at Russell's special. Russell's on Main Street in downtown Washington. Go Pirates!
We all have seniors in our life who may need a little extra help with technology. University PC Care's Quick Helps are affordable, in-store, short appointments designed for seniors who may need a little TLC to help with setting up a new computer, help with email or passwords, or help with the latest online scam. They don't need to fear technology anymore. Call 252-558-1280 to schedule an in-store Quick Helps appointment for Greenville or New Bern. Learn more at universitypccare.com.
Come celebrate the next big Pirates win at the Rick House. The Rick House is Greenville and Eastern North Carolina's premier American-themed restaurant.
I'm Jeremy Shelton, General Manager at the Rick House. Come see us for a big city feel right here in Greenville. I guarantee you'll have a great experience.
We feature the very best bourbons around. Our made-from-scratch pastas are to die for, and nobody does steak like the Rick House. We also feature an early dining special from 4 to 6. Come see us at the Rick House, Red Banks Road in Greenville.
This
is ECU Hall of Famer Junior Smith, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. The Pirate Radio app is available now. Powered by Carolina Caliber. Download the app today and have Pirate Radio at your fingertips. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Good news, business travelers. PGV and American Airlines has added a new early morning flight available now. Book today at aa.com and be on time for that connection in Charlotte. PGV, where the Pirates fly. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Cliff.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live. Jamie says, well, now it's gone. I wonder if he changed his mind, if it got deleted. Or where are they comments? He said for his first interview, Avery did a great job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Avery will be helping us out on game days this year, I believe, at the stadium.
Yep.
I mean, from Media Day, he was a top 3 interviewer for Pirate Radio.
Name them. In order.
In order. I'll say you're first.
Yes.
I'd slightly above Avery.
Congrats. So that puts Avery last.
Yeah. He went 1 for 1. I had volume.
You're a volume shooter?
Yeah.
Avery, you gotta strive for something. Strive to get better.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have a post-interview with you. Ooh. Is there a question after you were done you wish you would have asked?
No.
I noticed when you mentioned that East Carolina has a new offensive coordinator, you slipped up and said Juan Soto instead of Jordan Davis. What was going through your mind during that process?
I meant to say new receivers coach instead of new OC.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Good answer. Admitting your mistake there. Zach Kaplan said, I think Avery did as good as he could do under the circumstances, honestly. We still have that stuff. I think you did as good as you could do under the circumstances, honestly.
Thank you, Zach.
That is a genuine compliment from Zach Kaplan.
Bang, genuine.
Talking about in the back of your trunk. Zach Kaplan will join us coming up on Thursday. Do we have a time for one of my great interviews? How long is Brandon Best?
Let's see. No. 4 minutes.
No, we don't have time for that. You got any under 3?
Josh Benton.
All right. J-Bone and Josh Benton. Was this your favorite?
Favorite player interview, yes.
All right. Well, let's hear that real quick on our New Blue Pirate Report.
All right, Josh, second scrimmage in the books. How do you think this team's progressed throughout the spring, summer, and now the fall?
The jump from the first scrimmage to this one has been a tremendous thing when it comes to tackling and offense execution. I think we're in a great spot to start the season. It's been a great camp of grinding and working, but I think we're in a great spot.
All you guys have said the tackling was the biggest improvement from the first to second. What goes into those practices to improve that tackling?
Well, we always start practice with tackling, especially after a scrimmage like our last one where tackling was a big deal. We always start practice with tackling, and that's our main focus. We can worry about scheme and everything later, but if you can't tackle the ball, then that doesn't matter. So we focus that throughout the whole practice.
Every time I go out to practice, I see the quarterback in the red jersey, and I'm like, y'all guys got to be pissed off that you can't hit a quarterback. How excited are you for these games to start and you can go and hit a QB?
It's almost surreal playing the game, and then you're like, oh wait, I can actually hit the quarterback because we spend so much time not touching our guys, but we just think about it during practice, I get to the quarterback and I'm like, I'm ready to tackle him, but I can't. So it's a mental thing, but come the game, we're very excited to be able to get after those quarterbacks.
I'm excited to see these running backs. How's it been going up against those guys?
Wow. I mean, Ashton Gray, TJ Engelman, those guys, they're tough to tackle, and it's great to have them on our team. You know what I'm saying? So we're able to practice against these guys with great balance and great power behind those pads. So those guys, it's going to be an exciting one, handing the ball off this year.
It's a lot of work, especially with the games coming up. What do you like to do when you get a little off time?
A little off time? I'm more of a, relaxed guy. I love watching movies. I haven't played the game in a minute. I know a lot of guys will say playing the video game, but I haven't played the game all camp, so just more of a relaxed guy, chilling, movies.
What's your favorite movie? Like, what do you scroll past? It's like, oh, gotta watch that.
Oh man, Saving Private Ryan, one of my favorite movies. I've watched that plenty of times. Any Marvel, honestly. I love Marvel. All
right. Last thing, what's your message to Pirate Nation and what can they expect from you?
Pirate Nation can expect a lot of sacks, a lot of PBUs, a lot of great stats from Josh Benton. And third and short, I'm your guy. That's all you can expect. There's a lot of plays made.
All right. Thank you, Josh.
Yes,
Appreciate it, man.
All right, Josh Benton. Jarrett was all in on the Saving Private Ryan, and he said Marvel movies, and you just immediately moved along. But no, that was a good interview. Good to hear from Josh Benton. Sounds like he is very excited to get football going. 2026 ECU Bama coming up next Saturday. We'll take a break, come back. When we return, we'll talk some Bama, past and present. Cory Reamer, former Bama linebacker, was part of the team that won the first title for Nick Saban at Alabama. I got a great chat with him coming up. And a Dank Burrito gift card giveaway. Hour 3, Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
Hey, what's this I see? I thought this was a party! Let's dance!
Save the date for the biggest party of the football season. Join Pirate Radio on Thursday, September 10th for the annual Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party, powered by Bud Light. It's a night of great music, great friends, and pirate pride as the party returns to the Hilton Greenville and Greenville Boulevard. This year's special guest is ECU legend and Super Bowl champion Linville Joseph. Come welcome Linville back to Greenville, then dance the night away with live music from Trainwreck. Stay tuned to Pirate Radio for your chance to score free tickets to the party of the year, the Pirate Radio Kickoff Party, brought to you by East Coast Grading, UBE, Aldridge and Sutherland Realtors, The Buck, Ron Ayers Motorsports, Dirty Dan's, The Gold Store, Tiebreakers, and Carolina Eagle Distributors. Arr, party like a pirate with Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
Michaels & Gateway Cosmetic and Family Dentistry has been Greenville's premier dental practice for over 40 years. I am Dr. Chris Gateway, and our mission at Michaels & Gateway is to provide exceptional dental care with compassion, integrity, and innovation, ensuring every patient leaves with a healthy, confident smile. Doctors Michaels & Gateway are committed to providing an outstanding patient experience with every visit. Not only do we offer all your dental needs under one roof, in most cases, we can take care of those needs on the same day. Bring your smile to us at Michaels & Gateway Cosmetic and Family Dentistry.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, this is State Farm agent Timothy Sawyer right here in Greenville. We can switch your auto and home insurance so you can start saving today. My team and I are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Timothy Sawyer State Farm, it's easy to switch and save. Just give us a call, 493-0002. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of the Pirates in the NC. Open at noon 7 days a week with live music. Come enjoy sports trivia with me, Clip Rock, every Monday. Tuesday and Wednesday, it's live local acoustic night, along with line dancing from 7 to 9 on Wednesday. Thursday, there's a brand new lineup with Singo starting at 8, followed by karaoke with DJ Dog. Ladies and free both Friday and Saturday nights with the best local bands in the area. Finish the weekend with free games and DJ Kids Scene.
Y'all come get bugged up.
Hi, this is Parker Morgan, sales manager at Morgan Printers in Greenville. We're a full-service, family-owned printing company specializing in superior four-color printing, serving both the commercial and retail markets all across eastern North Carolina. Whether you need personalized marketing and promotional items, posters, business cards, books, magazines, calendars, or invitations, we want to be your print company of choice. Call me anytime to discuss your project needs at 800-962-1972. That's 800-962-1972, or go to morganprinters.com.
Looking for your new favorite hangout spot? Come on down to the Doghouse Tavern, Aiden's veteran-owned crown jewel on 2nd Street. From open mic Mondays to music bingo Thursdays, there's always something happening. Enjoy daily drink specials, one of the best bar menus around, and live music that'll keep you coming back for more. Grab your friends, kick back, and support local at the Doghouse Tavern. Check us out on Facebook to see what's on tap this week. The Doghouse Tavern, where good times and great vibes live.
UBE and PireWare.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory of ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking in downtown Greenville. Visit them online at PirateWare.com. Go Pirates!
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Brown & Wood is your home of the best selection of GMC, Cadillac, Buick, and Mazda in eastern North Carolina since 1937. Shop their entire inventory online at brownandwoodauto.com or visit them on Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, Greenville's #1 dealership and the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, back with you, Pirate Radio Live. Shout out Ellerby lining up this interview. So Cory Reamer, he was part of the Alabama radio network last year doing sidelines. He's not doing it this year. He told me he is swamped with kids sports and all that comes with that, but is fired up for another Alabama football season. We got to know Cory, talked about his time at Alabama, Nick Saban, his amazing list of teammates that went on to the NFL, and also looked at the 2026 Alabama Crimson Tide. Here's my chat with a former Alabama linebacker, Cory Reamer. All right, joining us today on Pirate Radio Live, former Bama champion linebacker Cory Reamer joining us to talk some Crimson Tide football. Cory, awesome to have you on. How you doing, man?
Hey, appreciate you guys having me. Doing pretty good. Hanging in there, ready for some football to get started.
No kidding, man. I'm fired up for week 0. I'd be fired up anyway, but it might be the best week 0 slate we've ever seen. So ready for some ball this weekend, and then we'll get to week 1, of course, which includes the Pirates heading to Tuscaloosa. Cory, before we get to what's going to happen this year, I want to talk about you a little bit. And first of all, just putting on that helmet, playing in that stadium, and bringing a championship back to Alabama. That's like childhood dream stuff, right? What was that like for you, being in the middle of all that, being a huge part of that?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was incredible. Blessed beyond words that can explain how much fun it was, how exciting it was. When I got there, it was Coach Shula was the head coach. I got recruited by Shula. Loved that staff. We had a lot of good teammates, good team my freshman year, and then the transition happens to Coach Saban, and everything kind of changes. But it's always been. I was always a baseball kid growing up. Loved playing baseball, loved playing basketball, kind of grew into football over time. A growth spurt happened in high school that kind of changed the future for me of getting recruited and got an opportunity to go to Alabama, which was being from this state, how special it is, how, the history of this program and what it means, and how, deeply everybody cares about college football in this state. It was definitely a dream come true to get that opportunity. And then go down there and had a couple years of injuries the first 2 years that I was down there, and then finally, found my way into a linebacker spot. But I was a safety coming out of high school, and Coach Saban showed up, and he pretty quickly told me, if you want to play on this team, you're going to have to put some weight on and get in the box. You're just not going to be, you're not the type of safety that I've ever had coaching in this league. You're going to have to change positions. So ultimately, had to do that, and, earned my way into 2 years as a starter, and had a really good 2008 season. as a team. We went undefeated during the regular season and lost in the SEC championship game. And from there, springing us into that 2009 season and just what we went through, how quickly we kind of bought into what Coach Saban was preaching and following his leadership and the team kind of buying in to what he was selling. And we saw results quickly. I mean, it was incredible to see how quick of a turnaround it was. And then get an opportunity to play for a championship was awesome.
And Saban took his lumps kind of early on in his tenure there, as far from a win-loss standpoint. I'm sure you've been asked a million times about Nick Saban, but what was it like going from Coach Shula to Coach Saban? And we've gotten to see a little bit of personality on game day, but he's still that stern guy quite a bit of the time. So what was it like being in the locker room, being in the meeting room, being on the field with Coach Saban?
So when he was coming in, the transition was completely different. Coach Shula was a great coach, and he's such an NFL minded guy. He came from the NFL. He's a guy that really kind of puts a lot on the players to be responsible for yourselves. And then Coach Saban shows up, and he's involved with every single detail that every player has to go through. It was everything from when you're at class, people checking on you to go to class. I mean, it was just a completely different ball game. But that first spring, we'll never forget, when we go through our off-season training and he's puts us through the gauntlet of the fourth quarter program and every detail that you could imagine and how focused he is on what it takes to be successful. I mean, he just knew what the recipe was. He's been around this game for so long. And the transition was difficult. Some people enjoyed it, some people didn't. That first year we could see as players pretty quickly that what he was asking from us was going to generate results. I mean, we had the year before we went 6-7 and we got beat pretty bad by a lot of teams. And in his first year, we ended up going 7-6, but every single one of those games that we lost was by one score or less. I mean, we were competitive in all those games. And so it didn't take long for us to realize, hey, this guy knows what he's talking about. And the things that he's asking us to do are hard, but that's what it takes if you want to be successful in the SEC and in the college level. So, I mean, the fact that he was able to show up in 2007 and then have the 7-6 season, and then 2008 we ended up going undefeated in the regular season. And it's like, I don't know how many times you've seen that happen from a new coach where you're having that quick of a turnaround. But you learn so much, and you recognize pretty quickly that everything that he discussed and all his focus and attention was not just on what happens on that field. He really cared about all of us as players, what it means to be responsible for yourself, building self-determination. Don't let, your life be determined by somebody else's schedule that they're setting for you. You've got to have something internally that's pushing you, because when this game's going to end at some point, you're going to have to go do this on your own. We're not going to be here to tell you what to do. So lots of life lessons. And I think that's why he's probably one of the most respected voices that are out there right now. Even if you weren't an Alabama fan, people just look to him for general life advice and like how he thinks about things, because that's how he handled us as a team as well. And some things that people get upset about that he gets on and rants on game days, gets a lot of pushback for some of those things. But then if you look back, after a couple of years has passed, like maybe he was right. He's kind of thinking down the road all the time, which is pretty incredible. It's not about just each season individually. It's like, what's good for the game, what's good for these players, what's good for this team.
Corey, I'm looking at that 09 roster because the years and the studs run together for me when I think of Alabama football.
Yeah.
But going over these names, you're alongside Rolando McClain, Dante Hightower. Real quick on Hightower, I talked to former ECU offensive lineman Josh Kaufman after he had got out of football, and he talked about going to Patriots rookie camp. And Dante Hightower literally ended his career. He said they were doing a special teams drill. He got hit by Hightower so hard it made him realize he needed to go get in the workforce, go join the real world, and knocked him completely out of football. So that was pretty funny. But good grief, man. Mount Cody, Marcel Darius. I could go on, but I wanted to look at the offensive guys. Julio, of course. got Ingram and Richardson in the backfield, and McElroy's the quarterback. Just unbelievable. And I know you spent some time, in Jets camp, I believe, but just the amount of NFLers that Saban and that program has sent is tremendous.
Look, I don't have an inflated view of who I was on that team. And the fact that I was got the opportunity to go to Jets camp was more than likely because of who I was surrounded by.
Right.
I mean, those guys made me look really good. I mean, you got Courtney Upshaw, Eric Anders, who ended up having a pretty lengthy MMA career. And then you got Dante Hightower, Rolando McClain. I mean, it was just a plethora of talent, and it was Marcel Darius in the secondary was really good. Like it was, it was a
I saw
backhanded
Mark
compliment.
Barron's named. Saban didn't want you at safety. He wanted Mark
No,
Barron back there
Mark
instead.
Barron versus me at safety. Absolutely. It was a pretty hot competition when that was discussion was going on. But no, I mean, I had the Mississippi State's offensive coordinator at the time, and I think it was 2008. We played on the road at Mississippi State, and he told me after the game, he came up to me and he was like, and we just throttled him. We absolutely destroyed him. And he goes, man, he came up to tell me that I played a great game, and I was appreciative of that. And he said, our game plan was to run at you the entire game. And it's like, well, I mean, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
You're choosing between you're running at me or three other linebackers that are eventual first round picks or early second round picks. I don't blame you. But those guys made me look phenomenal. I mean, it was just we had a lot of talent before Saban got there. And then the way that he recruited, it just elevated all of us. But I think that 2008 senior class, there was only, by the time they actually became seniors, there was only 6 of them that were left. You think about, we probably signed 20, 25 kids in that class, and there's only 6 of them that are left by the time they're actually seniors. Those guys and their leadership and their buy-in of what, turned this program around was instrumental for us in 2009 to have the success that we had, because they kind of set the tone of what it takes. And they were really good leaders from that standpoint. But we were surrounded by, we just had a ton of really good, talented players that we're just going to go out there and compete. And after we lost that game in 2008 against Florida in the SEC championship game, it was a whole team that realized how special this could be and challenging each and every single one of us to not take days off between, for that entire next year. So, there's a reason why he's regarded as one of the best coaches that's out there. But for him to get a group of guys that can be that motivated for, when you're in college is pretty special.
Not a bad tree either, Cory, when you got Kurt Signetti and Kirby Smart on the staff. Just unbelievable.
Yeah. And we played ECU. I guess we played y'all. I can't remember
98.
if it was that. I feel like we played y'all in 2008 too.
No, I believe the only meeting was 98.
Was it really? It must have been. Okay. But yeah,
which we lost by 1 point. David Garrard almost led the comeback against the Crimson Tide.
Yeah.
Came
No
up 1
kidding.
point short.
Okay.
And,
it's gonna be a fun game. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, this team.
Let's talk about this year. And man, I was wondering if it was just me. Phil Steele's not the end all be all. I appreciate what he does. We have him on the show every year. But I looked at it, Cory, and I think he's got 5 Bama guys across 4, first team all SEC teams. And I was thinking about it too. I feel like I feel like I know a little bit more than a novice football fan, and I know the names. And outside of Ryan Williams, I don't know many of these guys preseason. I'm sure they're going to have a ton of guys in the NFL on this roster, but does it feel like that? Maybe the stars or the big names they've had in the past are maybe not there right now?
Well, I think you look at just the nature of what college football is.
Yeah.
2 of those names that probably would have been in that discussion transferred to Ohio State. They were on this team last year, and 2 of our better players on defense have transferred out to Ohio State. And so you look, I think with this team, it's a younger team. So there might not be as many of draft eligible guys that are eventually there's going to be some NFL talent. You just don't know who those are, but you've got, the Bray Hubbards of the world, Ryan Williams, who's obviously Ryan Coleman Williams now.
Right,
And Bray Hubbard was a guy that was an instrumental safety for us last year, a great player, and he's going to get a chance to play on Sundays. And Yanze Pierre is a guy that nobody knew his name before last season. He was a contributor on last year's team, and he started making a lot of progress towards the end of the season. And now he's going to be the guy that's going to get a lot more focus on this team. And we lost a lot of guys to the NFL from last year's team. So I do think this is a younger team from an age standpoint. There's a lot more sophomores, redshirt sophomores that are going to be playing and contributing this season than we've had in the past. And you've got some transfers that, again, you don't know their names yet because they're coming from other schools. And that's the difficulty of being in your business now. You're watching these games or listening to these broadcasts. It's like, there might be 7 guys that are heavy contributors on this Alabama roster that didn't even play a snap for us last year. I remember playing Florida State, one of the first games that we had to play, and I was doing my homework before, calling that game. And it was, I think, 47 of the 85 on that roster were not on the roster the year before. And so it's finding out those staple names that you're used to hearing that they recruit from high school, and they're there for, you watch them progress to become these household names, and they show up every year. Who's going to be on that roster. Those days are gone. I mean, you can't get too comfortable with a roster every single year because who knows where they're going to be the year after. But I think there's a lot of NFL talent on this team. It just hasn't been recognized yet.
Yeah, and one of those guys could be the starting quarterback or the reported starting quarterback, Keelan Russell. And I've seen a few clips, and man, he can spin it and he can sling it. And apparently, Cory, I see he's a Texas high school football legend too. So he's got a name, I guess, but we got to see it on the field. But how about Russell? What kind of QB you expect him to be this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think it wasn't a shock that he ended up being named the starter. And I think there was a lot of debate. I think it was a good competition. I think Austin Mack, who ended up, who he's going against, is a really good quarterback. And you look at Keelan Russell, who only has 36 snaps in his career. He's young. He's probably the most highly touted recruit that Alabama's gotten ever, which is kind of crazy to think about too, over the last 17 years or whatever it's been since Saban got there. And there's a lot of pressure on him. He doesn't have a lot of experience. But I don't remember if you remember Joe Milton from Tennessee a few years ago, and you would just watch him spin the ball and with a flick of a wrist, like not a lot of having to just step back and just launch it. It was just effortless throws that could travel down the field with speed, with velocity and distance. And Keelan's got that. You watch him during practice and in some of those throws that he made in the limited snaps that he had last year, it's like, man, there's something special about this kid. If he could understand the offense and he can go out there and command this group, it's going to be really hard for him to not be that guy. And, the hard part for him is, the first 5 games that he's going to have are going to be against quality opponents. And you probably know this just as well as anybody. The name of the game in college football today is having experience at quarterback. If you want to play in the postseason and make a deep run, you've got to have somebody who's got some experience at that quarterback position, which he doesn't have. And you're going to be relying on his natural talent. There's going to be some lumps, in there, and see what happens when the pressure gets turned up. And is he going to make some of those mistakes where he's throwing into tight windows that he shouldn't be yet? And I imagine those are going to happen, but I think we're going to be more impressed with what he's able to do, just by being the natural athlete that he is. And he's going to be able to make throws that other quarterbacks just can't, just because of his pure ability.
Yeah, kind of shocking, Cory, like when you see Alabama going with an unproven guy at Tennessee, I think named a true freshman, a starting quarterback. And because the name of the game now is just finding a 5th or 6th year guy to bring in. But I feel like Bama over time has been pretty good at developing their guys for the most part. But
it's incredible that we've been able to hold on to him, even though he's only been there for a couple years. I think that shows the maturity level. It doesn't happen. I mean, if most of these freshmen, these freshmen think they're walking in, they're playing immediately. And if that doesn't happen, then they're looking somewhere else to go play. I think it is a major benefit to him that he has stuck around and learned the system and gotten some experience, and now the pressure is on him, but it's not pressure. There's a lot of there's different pressure when you're a freshman or even if you're a rookie in the NFL. Like he's been there now, he's been around the system, he's learned how Ryan Grubb likes to run his offense. He's familiar with the lingo. He knows what the where they want to go with the football and how they draw up plays. And I think it's only going to be beneficial while he doesn't have live reps. He has gotten a ton of reps in practice. And the game's obviously going to be very, very different, but it's better to me, than transferring and getting thrown into a whole new system. Even whatever, if you start earlier, is it really setting you up for success down the road? I think he's going to get a lot more help out of our running game this year than he did than Ty did last year too. I think that was a major, major shortfall for us from an offensive standpoint, is us not being able to run the football as effectively as Alabama fans are used to. I mean, we've always been known for being able to push the line of scrimmage and run between the tackles, and we just could not do that very effective last year. So that's been a point of emphasis. And so lots of new names across this offensive line. We've got some returners, but the expectation is that there's going to be some improvement, and that's from that standpoint, which will help him out tremendously. I mean, everybody knows if you can get a run game where you're forcing teams to have to put 7 or 8 in the box, every quarterback's going to look a whole lot better if you can do that, which Ty didn't have that luxury of last year. You almost saw where they keep 6 in the box and be able to stop our run game last year. And any quarterback that has, 5 guys dropping in coverage is going to have a hard time.
Cory, one more, we'll let you run, and we've kind of brought this up. It's tough to gauge with all the newness that goes on year to year. We have the Appliances Superstore opponent preview. I've talked to the play-by-play voice for ECU opponents. We had Chris Stewart on a couple weeks ago, but when I asked them about the team, it's a lot of, well, we'll see, or this new guy might be good. But if I ask you, a position group or a part of the game that you think is the strength of this 2026 Alabama team, like what are you most confident in?
I think our secondary is going to be pretty tough. I think that's definitely from the defensive side of the ball. We lost some guys in the front 7. We're replacing a few at linebacker, but I think the most experience and the depth that we have in our secondary is going to be probably one of those groups that we lean heavily on. I mean, last year, Kane Womack, he openly talked about this a few weeks ago. I saw that he made some comments about us not being able to play press tight coverage, and we're playing a lot more zone off man zone coverage, and we're not being able to be as aggressive on defense, and that has to change. I mean, we were letting guys run. There's a lot of open balls on 3rd and long situations where we didn't have anybody around some of these receivers, and this secondary, they were young last year. We've got a lot of experience coming back in that group, and we got some depth. And I think he's going to have the luxury of being a little bit more aggressive, trusting these corners, of putting them out there on islands with no over-the-top help, and they're going to be able to get it done. He didn't feel that confident in it last year, but I think he already does feel a lot more confident where we can start bringing some different blitz packages and bring some more pressures, play some 0-man coverage with no help over the top or in the middle. And these corners and these cover guys are going to get it done. And I think this, from an offensive standpoint, I think the receiver room is going to be really talented. Lottie Brooks was a guy for us last year that, he developed as the season went on. He became one of Ty's most trusted, targets. He's a phenomenal route runner and knows how to get open in space. Plus Ryan Williams in terms of getting behind coverages. If we can give Keelan Russell some time, I think that he's going to be able to dissect a lot of defenses with the talent that he's got at that wide receiver group. But that's the biggest if. You always hear, like we talked about earlier, this roster is just new. This team is new. Yeah. There is continuity, but it is still a new team and a lot of changing faces. And how are they all going to gel together? And when you're replacing the amount of talent, on that offensive line after 2 guys get drafted, especially at your center position, he's new guy at center, new guy at left tackle. What are probably the 2 most important offensive line positions that you've got to have to give your quarterback some confidence and some confidence and some faith? It's your center and your left tackle. And those 2 guys are brand new too. So hopefully we see some quick growth in that group. That was also that position group was a revolving door last year. We were moving guys around at different spots, trying to find what's the combination of the right 5 guys that could give us the best shot of winning ball games. And we never really, solidified who those 5 guys were. So hopefully during this camp, they figured out like, hey, this is the group. These are our 5. This is who we're going to battle with. It's not going to change. And that helps the quarterback out too.
Man, awesome stuff, Cory. Could have gone another hour, but we'll let you run, man. I'll be pulling for the Pirates next weekend, but the following weekend I'll put on my Deron Payne jersey and pull for him and the Commanders.
Man, I see the hat. I see that hat, man.
I don't. You can tell. I wouldn't look right in a McLaurin or a Daniels jersey. I had to get the big fella. So Deron Payne, it is. Cory,
he's a good one.
Yeah, we'll do it again down the road, maybe, man. Really enjoyed talking to you, enjoy Bama football this year. Great chatting with you, man.
Hey, appreciate you having me on.
Cory Reamer, former Bama linebacker, national champion, talked about the great players he played with back in the day and also maybe some stars of the future for Alabama as well. We'll take a time out. As we go to break, let's go caller 1. First caller gets a gift card to Dank Burrito on us. Dank Burrito can be yours if you are lucky. Caller number 1 right now, 317-1250. We'll be back with more Pirate Radio Live. Bryce Williams joins us after this. Doug Henry of Greenville is looking for your trade-in and your business. Doug Henry of Greenville is right on the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Memorial, and always right on the price and looking to beat every offer out there. Just bring it in and you won't be disappointed. Doug Henry of Greenville has over 300 vehicles to choose from and brand new inventory arriving daily. And you can always check them out online at DougHenryGreenville.com. Doug Henry, right on the corner and right on the price.
Is your car making strange noises or that check engine light still won't go away? At Bell's Fork Truck and Auto Service in Greenville, we take the stress out of car care, from quick oil changes to full service repairs. And diesel truck service too. Our certified technicians deliver high quality work without the high dealership prices. No guesswork, no pressure. Just honest, dependable service to get you back on the road with confidence. Don't let a small issue turn into a costly repair. Stop by today or schedule your service now. Bell's Fork Truck and Auto Service, keeping Greenville moving.
Hi, I'm Allie from Tiebreakers, and I'm the favorite kid. Can I tell you something my dad does not want to hear?
This ought to be good.
Kids do not care how many TVs you have. We want burgers, we want fries, we want arcade games, and maybe dessert.
Pretty sure the parents want the TVs.
That's why they're the parents. I'll stick with the burgers.
Break the chain, eat local. Tiebreakers with 3 locations.
One hometown favorite, because everyone loves burgers.
This is Dr. Josiah Duke from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. Our practice has been caring for the athletes at ECU and the residents of Eastern North Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or it's that time for a joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care. We also offer on-site physical therapy and MRI services, as well as walk-in urgent care on weekends from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Call us at 757-BONE or visit us online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates!
At Children's Health Services, we understand the importance of your child's well-being. This is Dr. Chris Osmick, and our mission is to provide comprehensive, patient-centered health care through every stage of child development, starting the day they are born in the hospital. We are not just here to treat illnesses. We are here to partner with you on your child's health journey. Schedule your appointment today to build a brighter, healthier world for your children.
Hey everybody, this is Parker Bird. Visit our friends at Children's Health Services on Arlington Boulevard on 10th Street and at childrenshealthservices.org. Go Pirates!
Hey, Pirate Nation, Bryce Williams here, former ECU tight end and proud customer of Stroud's Marine. Boating season is finally here, and there's no better place to get your boat ready for the water. From tune-ups to parts and accessories, the team at Stroud's Marine has you covered with expert service and hometown-friendly care. So whether you're casting a line or cruising the coast, stop by Stroud's Marine today and let's get you boating right. Follow Stroud's Marine on Facebook and Instagram or visit stroudsmarine.com to learn more. See you on the water. Go Pirates!
Hey, Clip, play my son's commercial, now.
Okay, Brian, you got it.
Hi, I'm Lincoln Harris, and my dad, Brian, owns 360 golf carts in Greenville. From parts to sales to service, my dad has you covered. With Easy Go Club Card and rugged utility carts ready to roll. Go see my dad and his team on Highway 43 just past C.H. Conley High School or visit 360golfcarts.com.
360 Golf Carts. Pirates supporting pirates.
Arg. Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
What's going on, guys? This is Inky Johnson. You're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
All right, hungry. Get your fix at Dank Burrito in Greenville. Build your perfect burrito, bowl, tacos, or quesadilla with fresh ingredients, bold flavors made just the way you like it. Fast, fresh, seriously delicious Dank Burrito, where every bite is downright dank. Stop in today off of Greenville Boulevard. All right, back with you, Pirate Radio Live here on a Tuesday. Let's head out to the Turner Home Team Live line and talk to former ECU tight end Bryce Williams. Just heard him that commercial break talking about Stroud's Marine. We'll go Pirate Radio Outdoors in just a little bit. Bryce, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Hope you all are.
Yes, sir. Bryce said he's grilling chicken thighs, which sounds absolutely amazing.
Chicken, man.
So we'll go around the horn, and I'll start with you, Bryce, and maybe you've already answered this question, but you can have one piece, I guess, of chicken. Are you going legs, wings, thighs, breast? Am I missing anything?
Gizzard.
Well, we can go there too.
Tenderloin.
Okay. Oh yeah, I guess so. Tender. Yeah. What are you choosing though?
I think I'm gonna have to go chicken thigh.
Okay.
Yeah, probably chicken thigh.
And why is that?
Juicy. And they're a lot more forgiving on the grill. You can cook them to higher temperatures and no risk of. You can't really dry them out. I mean, you can overcook anything, but they're a lot more forgiving for grilling.
All right.
Or cooking.
Good answer. Jarrett.
Yeah, I gotta go thigh. I mean, if we're just like cooking a meal for everybody to enjoy, sit around the table, definitely thigh.
Okay. All right. Two thighs. How about you, Avery?
I'm gonna go wing.
Wing. Are you drumstick or
flat?
Yeah.
I'm drum.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
That one got a reaction from Bryce.
Guy.
I'll probably go. I like a good like full fried wing that's got the
I knew you were gonna do wing, Clip. I just know you. I think this going wing.
Yeah, and again, not like I'm at a sports bar. Give me some buffalo wings. I'm talking like a good full fried wing with the the drum and the flat together.
Like the big one, like the big wing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pick up what you're putting down.
Okay, all right. Bryce Williams joining us. Bryce, when is the first real college football game?
Probably ECU, Alabama.
All right, that'll be next Saturday. We are all excited for that on September 5th. Bryce, would you believe me if I told you that coming up this Saturday at noon, North Carolina and TCU play? Bryce.
I would not believe.
Bryce, would you believe me if I told you that at 3:30 on Saturday, there's a huge ACC game, NC State at Virginia?
Jeez.
Bryce, what if I told you this Saturday night at 10 o'clock, huge group of 6 game, Memphis at UNLV. All that and A few other games coming up. We know how stupid all this is now, Bryce. What they call Week 0 starts on Saturday.
You don't understand that. I mean, that's obviously some pretty nice games.
Yeah.
Like to maybe flip the tube on and see, take a peek at one of them. Maybe see State lose.
Yeah.
Just kind of initial thought there, but that's good. It feels good to know that football is heavy in the air.
Yes, sir. Just had media day on Saturday. East Carolina will kick off Week 1 on the Saturday. Of course, there are games, Week 1 Thursday and Friday leading up to it as well. So, we are here and looking forward to some games coming up this week. Bryce, that number for the game, a little concerning. It's going up. As Alabama, was around 26.5. It's now 28.5, 29. So it leads me to believe money is coming in on Alabama. But here's what we know since we last left you. They have named their starter. It'll be redshirt freshman Keelan Russell, who made a few appearances last year. He is like a Texas football legend. Think of all the Bama recruits. I believe he's like the highest rated recruit they've ever had. So he's got the talent and stuff. He doesn't have the experience yet, which is maybe something we can take advantage of. But he has been named the starter. The Pirates still have not yet named a starting quarterback.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Like I said, I think the talent's there, but maybe that pressure that the old ECU defense is going to put on him may get him shivering in his cleats a little bit, maybe make some mistakes, and we can take advantage of those. So that would be nice.
Fall camp has ended, Bryce, and I guess your kind of normal in-season practice begins. That was maybe that's why the players were in such a good mood on Saturday. But is that kind of a relief for you guys?
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, it's a grind for sure, during fall camp, but, obviously a necessary grind and relieving grind. But, when that season is right around the corner, you definitely start getting excited and just looking forward to everything that you've worked so hard for throughout the year. So I kind of just had a little buzz of energy go across me thinking about being done with fall camp and rolling right into the season. So I definitely understand what the players are feeling and happy for them, and also thing to look forward to.
Bryce, let's go Pirate Radio outdoors. I don't think we brought this story up with you. Maybe did we bring up the helmet story with Bryce? Maybe we did.
So.
Bryce, did you hear the story about the high school kid that was practicing and something was rattling in his helmet and had it on for like 45 minutes, finally took it off and was like, Coach, something's going on. And behind the padding, it was a copperhead? It was a venomous snake in his football helmet.
How in the world would that thing have gotten up in there?
That's a great question. And my question to you is, and your hunting, but more so when you were doing your house stuff and just being outside and out and about, where's the kind of strangest place or the scariest place you found a snake or a critter?
I'm trying to think. I mean, I definitely come across several snake skins and unfortunately some skeletons not human skeletons in the crosses. So came across several of those. I haven't had much experience, thankfully, with any live critters. Nothing too out of the ordinary, unfortunately. So that's rather boring. But definitely some skeletons.
This is probably a dumb question. What are snakes' relationship with the water? I mean, snakes like swim in the water, right?
Yeah, some of them.
They have water moccasins and then like some other water snakes and stuff. But I mean,
do they live there or do they just kind of hang there?
They just kind of vacation there
and then sleep on the land.
Yeah, I want to say all snakes can swim. I think, but how comfortable some of them are is be determined.
Right. What if, like, when we all go to bed at night, the fish come out of the water and sleep on the land, and we just don't know? That would be crazy, right?
What'd you smoke during that interview?
I'm just thinking out loud, man. Bryce, you been doing anything outdoors this week?
We dabbled at the property that my father-in-law has. We had some clearing done, and which was necessary. Opened up some area of the property, so that was fun. Rode around on the side by side, and got to enjoy that. Davis went along with me, and then preparing for hopefully some more land management stuff coming in the next few weeks. I did sell my boat. That's kind of a new
Okay.
update there, but don't really. They still have replacements. They're not bad, totally boatless. But that was one thing. And then speaking of Stroud's Marine, I actually did stop by and see Caleb today and checked out. We might need to update that parts inventory because my man has got it, and he is.
Well, over 26,000 is true, but you're saying we can bump that number up anyway.
I think we can confidently say he's on up there because, man, is it an impressive warehouse. And I'm going to constantly reiterate, who's ever interested in a project boat or needs a repair, to swing by my man Caleb because he's got it.
It is your best source for salvaged outdoor parts. It is Stroud's Marine. Visit stroudsmarine.com. Bryce, we'll let you get back to the grill. Thanks for joining us. Next week when you join us, we will be previewing Week 1, ECU at Alabama.
And as Coach Ruff would say, can't wait.
There we go. All right, there is Bryce Williams joining us on the Turner Home Team Live Line. Turner Home Team, local cash home buyer in North Carolina. They buy houses as is for cash in North Carolina and the surrounding areas. If you are selling your home, want to avoid repairs, agent fees, long timelines, call the Turner Home Team today, 525-4780. All right, we'll take a break, come back, have more for you. Pirate Radio Live on a Tuesday after this.
Summer is going out with a bang at the Winterville Watermelon Festival. Thursday, August 27th. Cruise in car show and wristband night. Unlimited amusement rides. Just $25. Friday. Free live music, vendors, rides, and a Taylor Swift tribute by Feelin' 22. Saturday, it's Watermelon Jam, featuring Colin Stow and country superstar Easton Corbin. Then Sunday, wristband day. 1 to 6 p.m. Rides just $25. The Winterville Watermelon Festival. August 27th through the 30th. Full schedule and tickets at watermelonfest.com.
Back to school, football season, and weekend trips to Washington. It's a great time to enjoy downtown and the waterfront. Stop by Down on Main Street, a local favorite in the heart of historic downtown. Grab lunch, the house salad with grilled chicken, the half club and chips, or their crowd-pleasing fried shrimp plate. Then stroll the waterfront, or come back for dinner and drinks on the patio. Open 7 days a week with half-price wings every Wednesday from 4 till close. Down on Main Street. Great food, good times, and downtown Washington. Go Pirates!
Hello, Pirate fans. Jeff Stein coming at you from Brown & Wood Buick GMC, and truck month continues. We've got Sierra 1500, 0% for 5 years. You heard me right, 0%. Sierra 2500 HDs 4.9 plus $2,000 in purchase allowance. Canyon Elevation 3.9 for 5 years plus $3,000 purchase allowance. Only at Brown & Wood Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. We've got 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
Hey Pirates, it's Lindsey Gray from Carolina Caliber. Whether you're getting pumped to cheer on the Pirates or prepping for a deer stand, here's a reminder. There's a time to amp it up and a time to tone it down. Save the noise for game day. Quiet your cannon with a suppressor from Carolina Caliber. We specialize in making suppressor ownership easier than ever, guiding you through every step of the process. We carry top brands like Silencer Co., Surefire, Thunderbeast Arms, Huxworks, Bagara, and many more. Shop online or visit Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville. It's a time-honored tradition.
Looking for friendly service and hometown convenience? Make it Country Mart in Pitt County. Country Mart is your one-stop shop for fresh hot food, cold drinks, snacks, fuel, and everyday essentials, all with the fast, friendly service you can count on. And now with 3 locations. A brand new Country Mart is now open on Highway 11 right across from Aiden Grifton High School. From breakfast biscuits to afternoon pick-me-ups and the best fuel prices in town, Country Mart keeps Pitt County moving. Country Mart, local, convenient, and always friendly.
Do you ever talk to yourself about where to eat today, and then you hear,
Warren's Hot Dogs.
then you're thinking, yeah, 2 hot dogs, chips, and a drink for $7.50 would be awesome.
Warren's Hot Dogs.
And maybe some homemade lemonade, perhaps a pizza or a sub, and definitely an apple or peach turnover.
Warren's Hot Dogs.
Don't overthink where to eat today. Go to Warren's Hot Dogs in Greenville across from Ron Ayers or in Chocowinity next to the fire station. Warren's Hot Dogs, serving the Pirate Nation since 1991. Go Pirates!
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is closer than you think, right outside your front door. With service from American Airlines, you're now connected to destinations around the world, all from PGV. Skip the long lines. Avoid the congestion of larger airports. Fly local and enjoy a faster, easier travel experience. Whether it's business or your next getaway, Pitt Greenville Airport gets you there with ease. Start your journey today at flypgv.com or AA.com. Pitt Greenville Airport. Fast, convenient, and close to home, where the pirates fly.
The very best bagels in Greenville are at Bagel Man. Bagel Man is open every day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If you're on the go, place your order ahead of time online at ncbagelman.com. Start your day with a breakfast sandwich or for lunch. Try a tuna melt, pastrami sandwich, panini, or specialty wrap. And everyone loves Bagel Man's fresh-made desserts and pastries. Bagel Man is where Pirate Nation fuels up for game day or any day. Bagel Man, 1904 Fire Tower Road in Greenville. And stay tuned for the new Bagel Man location opening soon. Go Pirates!
This is CJ Mayhew, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Michaels and Gatequee Family and Cosmetic Dentistry has been Greenville's premier dental practice for over 40 years. Their mission is to provide exceptional dental care with compassion, integrity, and innovation, ensuring every patient leaves with a healthy, confident smile. Visit them at 2330 Hemby Lane in Greenville or call 752-1600. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Alrighty, back with you, Pirate Radio Live on a Tuesday. Buccaneer Music Hall Scoreboard presented by the Buck. Man, we are just a couple of nights away, 2 days away on the David Price Construction from the college football season beginning, FCS games all across the Buccaneer Music Hall Scoreboard Thursday night. We'll actually talk to a coach that will be involved in one of those games. Brett Hickman, who was an ECU staffer back in the day. We've had him on with Coach Hud before. But he is the assistant head coach at Anderson College. And they have a game Thursday night. I swear, you can kind of find an ECU connection anywhere you look. And we've got a couple in this one. Brett Hickman and Anderson taking on Furman, whose starting quarterback is Jake Garcia, he's played for every team in the country. So I'll ask Coach Hickman about facing the former Pirate, Jake Garcia, and we'll talk some football tomorrow coming up on the program. But Bugs scoreboard tonight, all about baseball. And Gavin Williams on the mound. He's got a late one tonight against the Angels. Gav, 12-7 on the year, 3.72 ERA, facing the Angels tonight at 9:30-ish. It'll be the Braves and the Dodgers on national TV on TBS. And by the way, on the speaking of the Buck, you've got Should Have Been Cowboys coming up this Friday night at the Buck. And old Chan Man said, hey, let's do some Buck little Buck football watching on Saturday, and maybe catch NC State and Virginia over there. I got my 27th annual fantasy draft coming up Saturday. Jared, you already have a draft? Or
tomorrow at 7:30.
Are you prepared?
No. Just wing it. I got some guys in mind who I want to draft, but you got to see how it unfolds. I don't even know what my pick is. Let's see if I got that yet.
How important is it to try to get Genty and Bowers on your team?
Well, last year I tried to get at least one because the way my pick went, and they were both going either 1 or 2 in first round or second round, I ended up getting just Bowers.
Okay.
So,
I mean, this fantasy draft that I have on Saturday, it literally used to be one of my favorite days of the year. The excitement has, I guess died down a little bit, but it is still a wonderful day to get together with some old buddies. Avery, are you playing fantasy football?
Yeah.
All right, good to hear. I hope it does continue. It got way out of hand on ESPN, and now just like gambling is way out of hand on everything. But the fantasy market really got oversaturated. And, kind of about the time I was getting into it, maybe. But I feel like I remember playing for the first time ever in middle school, and it was the old school. We had study hall while the girls' basketball team practiced, before we practiced, and we would get our newspaper and do the box scores from the night before, and some good old fantasy days. And now, of course, we have advanced in technology since then, but I still enjoy fantasy football. And Avery, you're too young to gamble, so you can play fantasy legally, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who do you play with? Like, do you have a group, or do you play online, like with strangers, or?
No, I play with a group of friends from high school.
Good to hear. Keep that going, man.
Yeah.
Keep it going. It's really cool once you hit year 5, 10, 20, and it's a good way to stay in touch with your buddies. J-Bone, any updates?
Oh, I don't think I'll know where I'm drafting until it's time to draft.
I don't like that.
Well, I mean, unless
everybody's got to be on your toes.
Is it like you go to standings and where you are there, that's your draft order? Because if that's the case, I'm second. But last year I was 5th, so maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Good luck.
Thank you. Good luck to you.
Is it online?
Yeah, because it was supposed to be at 7, but I was like, hey, now that I do all this stuff, I don't normally leave here till like 6:15, 6:30.
Yeah, he's a busy guy.
Can we move it back? I don't want to be picking while I'm on 264.
Yeah. And got people to coach up. I mean, you're all over it.
No, I'm just saying. Now I got to do the Pirate Radio podcast. I got to upload the show to
I know,
SoundCloud.
dude. You do a lot of stuff, man.
I'm not like complaining. I'm just saying, like, hey, I'm being safe, responsible. I don't want to be on my phone while I'm on the road.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back, get ready to wrap things up here on a Tuesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Man, if you've missed it, you missed a great chat with Bill Johnson, also former Alabama linebacker Cory Reamer. Go check those out on YouTube, Pirate Radio TV. And we got a lot more interviews to get to tomorrow. We'll tell you about those when we wrap it up after this.
Save the date for the biggest party of the football season. Join Pirate Radio on Thursday, September 10th for the annual Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party, powered by Bud Light. It's a night of great music, great friends, and pirate pride as the party returns to the Hilton Greenville and Greenville Boulevard. This year's special guest is ECU legend and Super Bowl champion Linval Joseph.
Ball's out, picked up by the Vikings. Joseph, can he win this long foot race? Linval Joseph, no flags, touchdown Minnesota.
Come welcome Linval back to Greenville, then dance the night away with live music from Trainwreck. Stay tuned to Pirate Radio for your chance to score free tickets to the party of the year, the Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party, powered by Bud Light, Thursday, September 10th.
He just put Sayamalo on his back. What a play by Linval Joseph.
Party like a pirate with Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
This August, head on down to Capital Subaru of Greenville for the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Get behind the wheel of a select brand new 2026 Subaru Forester at Capital Subaru of Greenville. Get there now because rates as low as 1.9% APR are available for 36 months with approved credit. So don't hesitate. It's all happening right now at Capital Subaru of Greenville off Memorial Drive or online at capitalofgreenville.com. Hurry down to the lot today before this deal ends. Capital Subaru of Greenville, where your adventure begins.
Price does not include tax, title, or registration fees. Offer expires August 31st, 2026.
Make dining out an event at Circa 81 in Morehead City. Whether it's date night, girls' night out, or kicking off a weekend at the coast, Circa 81 reinvents dining through creatively crafted small plates designed to be passed around. Enjoy lunch or dinner Wednesday through Saturday, or have delicious brunch or dinner on Sunday. Circa 81 also provides a private dining space for celebrations. For reservations, visit circa81.com. Circa 81, Morehead City's gathering place.
When it comes to protecting your home, don't gamble with just any roofer. Trust the pros at the Boone Group Roofing. Locally owned by Toot Boone, they've been serving all of Eastern North Carolina with honest, high-quality roofing you can count on. They offer no money down, and every job is backed by a 5-year workmanship warranty because your roof should be done right the first time. Don't wait. Call today at 252-714-0021. For a roof that's built to last and service you can trust, the Boone Group Roofing is on top of their game.
The Toot Boone Boogie. If you're looking to make someone's day a little sweeter, Nothing Bundt Cakes has the perfect treat. From our bite-sized buntinis to our delicious 8 and 10-inch bundt cakes, every cake is baked fresh daily and topped with our signature cream cheese frosting. Birthdays, celebrations, office treats, or just because. There's always a reason for a bundt cake. Come see us in Greenville in the Law Promenade Shopping Center near Longhorn and let us help you share a little joy, one bundt at a time. Nothing Bundt Cakes. Make life a little sweeter every day.
Recalculating.
You are now in the middle of nowhere. Well, not exactly. Welcome to Martin County, the middle of nowhere, but the center of everything. Just 80 miles from the Outer Banks, 90 from Raleigh, and less than 30 minutes from East Carolina University and the Pamlico River. Kayak the Roanoke River, dance in downtown Williamston, or just watch horses do their thing in farm life. So yeah, you could stay stressed, or you have arrived at peace. Martin County, get lost in the best way.
Take a hit from a 300-pound linebacker, and you better be wearing pads. Take a hit on the road, and you better have good auto coverage. When you've got North Carolina Farm Bureau Auto Insurance, you've got the best local agents ready to help you bounce back. If you don't, well, you'll probably play football without a helmet, too.
This is proud ECU graduate and former baseball player Brandon Manning. Give me a call today, and let's talk about your insurance coverage and about the Pirates. Call 531-1812, and go Pirates!
Hi, this is Phil Steele of Phil Steele's College Football Preview Magazine, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at the stock market from today. The NASDAQ was up 171 for a total of 26,151. The S&P was up 24 for a total of 7,677. And the Dow was up 160 for a total of 53,577. That's a look at your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors LLC, member SIPC. Now back to the show.
You can say the Raiders suck or the Commanders suck. It's not close to being a Browns fan.
No.
Oh my God.
Shout out Just a Bear.
No kidding. I just saw this, the Jim Brown statue. There were signs taped on it, and they were just removed. But before they were, one of the signs says, Cleveland is done with the Haslams and their freak Watson. They called him a freak.
My World Cup bet is looking good, man.
Yeah, true. 27 plus victims, 0 supporters, no regrets, millions of fans held hostage. 0-16 was more fun. permanent damage to the city and franchise. Those are the signs on the Jim Brown statue outside of Cleveland's football stadium.
I mean, they really just. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Baker Mayfield now, but they really just tossed him to the side. Said, I don't want to play with you anymore.
They're like, this playoff thing is cool. We won a playoff game against the
Pittsburgh.
Steelers
In Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but we can do a little bit better. Let's see.
Let's go get the guy who's suspended for 12 games, tore an ACL, sexually assaulted allegedly 27 women.
And they never make a serious coach hire. You just know, and look, the Monken at Army is great.
Jeff.
But Todd Monken, just his name, you know he's not going to be a good coach.
He's the reason the Ravens lost in the AFC Championship to the Chiefs.
They make the weirdest, dumbest name hires out of anybody.
Let me ask you a question. If you were the number one rush team in the NFL going against one of the bottom 5 rush defenses in the NFL in the AFC Championship, would you throw the ball 38 times in that game?
Where was that game at?
It was. It doesn't really matter, Arrowhead or Baltimore.
Okay. Yeah, even better. So it's probably really cold too, right?
Yeah.
So, and maybe a little wind. Yeah, I'm chunking that baby. That's the time to throw it. Yeah, those fans, man, just deserve so much better than what they get. All right, coming up Wednesday, going to have a busy show. Paul Troth going to join us and Junior Smith, so we'll talk a lot of Pirate football. Donnell Coley and Ken Watlington as well, and more coming up on Wednesday's edition. Jared, you got an interview.
Yeah, Hunter Bailey, Charlotte reporter.
All right, well, join us to talk Charlotte football.
Charlotte basketball, and the Hornets.
All right, good deal. Looking forward to that. Coming up Wednesday, Pirate Radio Live. Avery, good job with the Jeremiah Melvin interview.
Thank you.
And we'll see you later on this week, and we'll see all you fine folks coming up on Wednesday right here on Pirate Radio Live. For the crew, I am Clip Brock. Jeff Charles, take us home.
Have a great night, Eastern Carolina.